Well, now I'm live, so it can't be helped. We're here as we are. What is going on, my frosty friends? My name is Wintercasice, and welcome back to Discord Dungeons and Dragons with the Solaires, minus a Wealth today. But we still have Wanderer, we still have Stray, and we still have Tiny. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Praise the sun!
Praise the sun! I will never get over the fact that you guys called this group the Solaires, and the irony is not lost on me.
I wasn't here for that, so credit.
Credit where credit is due, but still.
I mean, hey, Solaris is correct. Terrain against demons, and we're for the sun. So
Exactly.
So I mean, it's fitting. Praise the sun. Praise the
That'll be right
motherfucking
back
sun.
In like not even 2 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. All I can imagine is Blue on the top of the college going, "Praise the motherfucking sun."
that sounds like something he'd do.
Belray just on there like, sun.
Yeah.
I would assume if Belray survived a fight with a demon, killed it, stood up, and then he'd probably just go like, "God fucking assholes, praise the sun, bitch." That is what I more imagine Belray.
He's not very.
About.
He doesn't have as much of a tongue.
He
as
doesn't emotion.
Yeah.
He doesn't swear much.
That's why it has to be like the most strenuous circumstances.
And
Yeah, and that's what I try to say before, so that it actually like impacts.
Absolutely.
More impact.
It's just that's just how what I imagine is going to finally break him. It's like you guys fight, one of the abyssal avatars. If you guys somehow manage to win, I just imagine Bellery just fucking stands up, just goes like, "Fuck you and praise the motherfucking sun." That's just what I imagine in my head. But I mean, obviously, that's up to you for determining that. Just in my brain, that's what I imagine. Just Bellery, the most like calm and cool, collected character, just going, "Fuck you! Praise the fucking sun, you dick!"
exactly.
Because here's just someone who's like, I assume he would praise the sun, but I would assume he would fucking lose his shit if he killed someone. Like one of the avatars. He'd go like,
Oh, he'd be.
"Fuck you! Fuck your abyssal lord, and praise the sun, bitch!"
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Kazir would snap. Blue, I just imagine just in general, just even if you're just a casual person, "Fuck you, praise the motherfucking sun."
Blue would be like.
Where is it?
He'd probably write a song like "Fuck you, praise the sun."
All its glory. Here comes the sun. Fuck you, asshole.
Yes.
Very, very much.
Yes.
Alright, but anyways, shall we get into the session, my dudes?
Yes.
Yes, we shall.
About to say, no matter what, this is still probably going to be around a 3-hour session. Is that okay with everyone?
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just making
Oh
sure.
my god. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're gonna make me up till the sun is. Jesus. Fuck winter.
Here comes the sun. I fucked you over.
Do-do-do-do. Oh.
Here comes the sun.
Oh.
And I'll say, it's alright.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
last
to
night
mention
I,
your last section.
last night I went to bed at 8 a.m.
Oh.
Oh. Oof. Well, then I'm not throwing off your schedule too much.
It was worse.
Arma?
Yeah.
Payday actually.
Oh,
No,
fair.
no,
Payday or Payday 2?
Payday 2.
Nice.
I have a buddy who completed DSOD completely.
Oh wow.
I don't remember anything about Payday 1. I only remember Payday 2.
Payday 2 is fun. If you have it, get together
Payday
sometime.
2 is
Absolutely.
fun,
Absolutely.
but I only have it on the PS4.
I would actually fucking love to play that, and I'm sorry that you have it on PS4. That is
Yeah.
not a good place to
it's
play.
bad.
Bane.
It's very bad to play on PS4. If you get
PS4.
Good to know.
you get a PC, get it again because it's so much more worth
I know.
it.
There's a lot more stuff added.
Mhm.
There's more people.
And the desync is gone.
Ooh.
Simply gone.
The only
So,
the only thing about Payday 2 that because I haven't played it much myself, I've only been more of a watcher of people streaming it and everything. The only thing I do know that I will absolutely applaud it is the art that's in the game, like all the various posters and all that stuff that you can find. That stuff is actually some of that stuff is actually designed by a D&D YouTuber named Dingo Doodles, who does who does the Fool's Gold campaign.
Yeah, I've heard of her.
Yeah,
And that's
she
commissions.
Yeah, she apparently had her own like comic thing online for a long time under Electric Bunny, and essentially the team from Payday 2 were like, "Hey, we really like your art. Could we hire you to like actually do some of the like posters and stuff in the game?" And yeah, so you could actually find her artwork in there, and that was kind of her start.
Why the fuck is she so connected with my life now? What the hell?
And then she's decided to start doing YouTube stuff and started posting these videos talking about the story of her campaign called Fool's Gold.
She makes our art. She makes our game art. Like, what the fuck?
I know, it's crazy.
I watch her on YouTube. Why?
She's so funny, dude. Like, she's so funny. God, she's actually one of the characters in this campaign that I'm running is actually inspired by a character from her campaign, and that character was Regis, and I regret nothing.
I regret everything.
He was inspired by Mr. Wizardly, and his exact line was, "I was in the middle of doing nothing, and I'd like to get back to that." Was literally a line from Mr. Wizardly. And I love it so much that I needed to make a character to personify that attitude.
Yes,
Like level
that's
20.
fair.
I think she says that's basically level 20 wizards.
Yep.
But that's a point. Like,
I need you to take this heart and throw it into that volcano. Well, couldn't you just open a portal? I mean, that's a level 20. That's a level 20 asshole. That's what he is. He got to level 20 and he was like, "I'm done."
so I made they go, yeah, I could. I could do that.
I mean, that's kind of like the point. If you're at level 20, you might as your character is essentially a god now, and you might as well just go like, "What the fuck ever."
Yeah.
Like if they fail, then I'll ban.
God. All right.
I'll
Anyway.
deal with it when it gets bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. You become the quest giver.
Yeah, you become the guy who like leads new adventurers on their quest, because if you get involved, every other like ultimate baddie is gonna get involved. That's just the way it goes. That's why when the ultimate baddie starts to show your face, that's when your character steps up from being an NPC back to PC.
Exactly.
Motherfucker. Anyway, shall we go ahead and get started, my dudes?
Yes.
All right. In that case, we need to know what happened last time on D&D. The Solaires, after making their way from the tower in Pegland to Moonstone Keep, were getting ready to lead the people that had been imprisoned there for quite some time out and save them from a less fortunate fate. The party, upon getting out of that room to find a place where they could lay down the transportation circles, came to a room covered in ice and snow. And the party actually had to take a moment to realize that their companion who lived there had never seen snow or ice in their life, meaning that there's no way there could be snow and ice there, leading to a fight with an adult white dragon. The party fighting very hard, suffering a bit, struggling a bit, and ultimately even one of the party members going down and another member meeting a gruesome end. If it wasn't for the quick thinking of some of the party members and some very fast hands by one of our local clerics, this could have been the end for that character. Fieldman surviving by the skin of his teeth, and the rest of the party getting what they can, made their way out, teleporting their way through Westray, making their way all the way to the capital of Atharia, Westray. Inside of the College of Lore, a place where Tiny's character Blue had been trained, spent most of his life, and now you guys are currently inside of their teleportation dormitory. As you guys walk in, the only thing you hear is, "All right, everyone, make sure you come in this way. Orderly fashion, please. We will help everyone here." What would you guys like to do?
Guys, let's hold in the back of the line for a bit. We need to wait until all of them get through.
Agreed.
I can't remember the name of the person I was with, but I'm kind of following their lead.
I was about to say...
Lord McElhay?
No, it was with
No.
another person.
Yeah, Lord
Lady.
McElhay.
Yeah, Lord Marklehay is currently leading the charge with a bunch of other people. People, but yeah, you're currently
with his wife.
Yeah, you were with Lady with a. Oh gosh, I have to pull up her name. Hold on one second. Ugh.
Lady signed.
Also, hi babe.
Very signed.
Everything good?
Ladies,
Lady Abadaba. How about her? I don't know.
Lady, what's her face?
Lady, enter name here. Hold on. Hold on. I have her name right here.
That's what I put as my best friend's last name.
Lady woman face.
Lady Alan. There we go.
Alan.
Yeah, her full name is her full name is Alanda, but she prefers to go by Lady Alan. Lady Alan Marklehay.
Lady Alan.
Or Lady Marklehay for short.
Yeah, Lady Marklehay for short, but she also is a respected sorceress, so she is also known as Lady Alan. But I say, you know.
Yeah.
But any hoozles. Yeah, Lady Alan is currently using telekinesis to hold Fieldman up.
And Belwraith still has. Belwraith is using a lesser.
The minor hold person.
Sorry, I had to scold my wife for a moment.
Oh no.
Well, with how far along she is, she still thinks she could do all the things she normally does. And I have to remind her to take it easy.
And not be so pregnant all the time.
I know. No, you know how.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Take it easy. I can't help it. It's a catchy song. Anyways.
It's a good.
I hadn't heard that song in so long.
I know. So
I'm gonna ask the main group to just hold back a bit.
okay. So basically, while you guys are holding back, Lady Alan does look to. Oh goodness. Hold on one second, guys. There's a spider in this room, and I'm gonna kill it before Abby sees it.
Good idea.
This is a spider alert. This is a spider cast. Hold on.
Murder.
Alright.
Capture or kill? Is this a kill mission or a capture mission?
Kill.
I don't know. For me, it depends on the size of the spider. Sometimes it's
Kill.
Sometimes it's move. Like
Yeah.
most.
It depends on what
Always
kind of
kill.
spider. Sometimes they
Yeah,
leave
it
them
depends on
alive
the-
so that they hunt for flies.
But for me, it depends on the kind, the size, and the distance. If it's like on the opposite end of my room, see it, I'll ignore it. That's fine. Hang out there, buddy. You'll catch them flies.
If it's at the opposite end of my room, I'll throw a shoe at it. If it's on the floor, I'll step on it. If it's near me,
I'm gonna have to deal with that later.
What the hell is wrong with you? Why do you want to murder everything?
God damn it.
I don't like bugs.
You're pent up, baby. You like pugs?
What's wrong with pugs?
That's
I
why
don't-
you want to murder things?
What?
I don't like bugs.
No, don't like bugs.
Okay, sorry about that.
I don't like pugs.
There was a.
You
How dare you?
enjoy
Pugs are
pugs?
adorable.
You enjoying
Bugs are
pugs has
abominations.
something to do with your murder habits?
Bugs are kind of
No.
a sad creature.
All right, and
Pugs are a sin to human nature. Oh, not human nature, just nature in general. What the fuck is wrong with them? It looks like you took a regular dog and slapped its face with a goddamn frying pan. What the
wow,
hell?
wow, you guys are messed up. Pugs are
Am I
fucking.
wrong?
Pugs are fucking adorable, and I don't want to hear anything
oh, yeah,
about it.
let's,
Some of
oh, yeah,
them
let's
are,
call
but when you
animals
get
further.
that really flat face where it's like their nose is almost further
And
back than their eyes.
They have
That's
lifetime breathing
creepy.
problems,
They
and
really
if they
do.
can sneeze, their eyeballs can pop out of their head.
Oh god.
Fuck you guys, you're just jealous of my Super
This
Saiyan
is-
swagger.
This is a real thing that can happen to pugs, by the way.
That's an actual thing.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is actually.
Oh god,
It's one of
that's cursed.
It's one of those few things, the reasons why I'm like, as much as I love pugs, I want a mixed breed, so that way the pug can kind of lose some of those like genetic issues.
In better news, though, that's exactly kind of what's going on. In recent years, pugs have been bred to stretch out that nose.
Mm-hmm. I better say one
They
of the.
actually look kind of like handsome-ish. Hold on.
Better say a very popular breed that they like mixing pugs with are beagles, so they can help extend out the nose.
I think this is an example of that. I'm sending it in the chat, not just for good reasons, but also for proof.
However, I also love I love their names. They're called bugs when you mix them
Those
with.
are cute. I
Bugs.
like those. Look cute. Those look like a dog should.
That looks like a dog.
Yeah, it looks almost not pitbull, but kind of pitbull-y.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm trying to remember what that dog is called.
Also, bulldogs are adorable. I don't give a shit what anyone has to say.
That I agree with.
Bulldog.
I come from the bulldogs. That's fine.
Better say those are the two dogs I will defend the hell out of are pugs and bulldogs, because people like to hate on them, and I say fuck you, because bulldogs are
Chihuahuas, though.
Chihuahuas are adorable, but they are ankle biters.
Don't
They're-
even.
they're-
don't
Oh
even.
yeah,
They're
Chihuahuas are.
they have an attitude.
I'm sorry, but because of this opinion, I have to leave the campaign.
Well, guys, I want to thank Wanderer so much for being a part of. No, I'm just kidding.
I have seen one Chihuahua that was the sweetest creature you'd ever know.
But then every other Chihuahua contradicts that feeling.
Yep,
Every other one.
exactly.
No, every single Chihuahua is just. You swear to God, it is possessed by a demon. That's just all
Kinda.
the hate that it has in its soul.
Kinda,
Like-
I
yeah.
heard part of the reason that is their brains are actually too big for their skulls.
That is actually accurate. It's because it's something that's why again they want to mix breeds with other animals and everything.
Yeah, stop the purity of it all.
Gonna comment. One of my favorite combos is actually a Chihuahua Pug mixed. Because they're also called Chugs.
Oh,
CHUGS Chugs.
oh well. Yeah.
They're so adorable, dude. Like if you ever want to smile, just look up that picture. It's adorable.
Not working for me. Nope.
Oh, okay, that is cute.
I'm actually a little thing. I actually am getting a dog.
I'm sorry.
I know. This cat person is actually getting a dog because a family member of mine, their dog accidentally bred, and they can't keep the puppies.
That's fair.
So I offered to help take one off of their hands, so that way. So yeah, I have a brown lab that I'm going to be having named Cooper.
Nice.
I'll have a lot of pictures for you guys. Don't worry.
I think it's.
Nice.
I don't remember if it's Pomeranian or another type of dog, but when you breed it with another dog, it's just the other dog in a Pomeranian's body, or the dog's body.
Sounds like if you mix a Pomeranian in a Corgi.
It's corgis. That's what it is.
Corgis are adorable. But I say in the Galar region of Pokemon, they actually made the first Corgi Pokemon, and
Like,
it's adorable.
if you mix a corgi with any other type of dog, it looks like that dog in a
Small.
corgi body.
Small version of dog.
Yeah, like that.
It's also the only dog that's gonna shake its butt like all the time, because that's a Corgi.
don't-
Okay.
But-
Wow.
All right, we really
go on like a 20-minute rant about court dogs.
no, we went on about a 5-minute rant about those dogs, and I spent about 2 minutes trying to kill a spider, and unfortunately,
Oh, that's fair.
that spider used its jujitsu and got away and snuck underneath my dresser like an asshole. It's fine. I'll hunt it
How
down
does
later.
a spider get away on me? I have no
It hit
sales
it hit in the crack of the doorway, so that way I couldn't swat it. So so
Then
unless I wanted to smush
You're
it with my
American, just get a firearm. Come on.
just God, how people get.
Brother, cut it down.
Don't worry, I'm gonna do the right American thing. Shoot it with my gun.
Freedom.
Okay, farmer, say something cool. Hi, you! Genius, farmer. Genius. Protect me, gun. if anybody could get that reference.
I feel like I should.
Yeah, same.
If I said the first line of that episode, you'd understand what I'm talking about. Oh, my marijuana patch. I mean, my carrot patch.
Dragon Ball Z abridged.
There you go. Yeah.
As soon as you said marijuana, I knew it.
Go, my marijuana patch. I mean, my carrot patch. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, but anyways, let's focus back on the game. I apologize.
D&D.
We're getting all a little giggly. Let's move forward. All right, I'm gonna take a quick drink, or I'm gonna get back to narrating. Okay.
Kusky.
Sorry, did you call it a cusky?
I call it a Kusky.
Oh.
Don't call it a cusky.
So, as everyone's kind of being moved around, you do see a couple of hard to explain this to you, Belwraith. You see a couple of individuals dressed very fancily, and you watch as they look forward and they go, "Allow us to take this individual down to get medical care."
Alright, he's never been to a bard college before.
But I say, you watch as Lady Alan looks to them, and one of them focuses on their brain, and you watch as they also cast telekinesis. But I say, Blue, you don't even need to roll for this. These are high-level bards. These are people who have actually been like a part of the College of Lore for a long time. They've actually taken a lot of seriousness to their study, and you have a feeling they've already done their travels for a very long time.
Belwraith will probably play off of what, I can't remember her name already. It was
Lady Alan.
Lady Alan. Belwraith will play off of what Lady Alan is doing.
Lady Alan will look over to you and go, They know this place better than us. Probably best if they lead the way. Yes, you were going to say something.
I'll catch up with you guys later. I gotta talk to the guy who helped me get here.
Your friend is going to be unconscious for quite some time. Take your time. It will be a while.
Oh, I want to add that Kazir is staying by Fieldman regardless of whatever anyone says.
Absolutely. Kark is
Unless they flat out say, no, don't go.
Kark is right there beside you.
Cool.
These guys are pretty good at what they do. We'll see how long he stays up.
Better say telekinesis lasts 10 minutes. There'll be plenty of time.
Yes.
But yeah, you do watch as they all... It takes a while. Like, Blue, you know for a fact that this place was not meant to have, like, 30, 40 people just come through here casually. So it takes a while to file them all out. But you do watch eventually, with time. Fieldman does get pushed a little bit ahead, but so that way he can be taken for medical treatment. But a lot of people are also taken for medical treatment. But as
starvation, dehydration,
yeah.
cuts, wounds, blisters.
But I say one of these high-level bards does turn to you and goes, "Don't worry, they will be taken down to the medical ward down below, where they will not be going anywhere. We have some clerics from the goodness, which temple was it from? From the Temple of Palor. These are life domain clerics."
Thank you.
Absolutely. And once again, it is a pleasure to see you again, Blue Ward.
It's been a while since I've been back here, but
You probably do not remember me. I was a upperclassman.
honestly don't remember from many people here. I've been hit in the head quite a few times.
You watch as he You watch as he kind of laughs and he extend out a hand. Gerard Beltman, a pleasure to see you again.
Shake his hand.
Absolutely. You can immediately tell by like his hands calloused. He's a musician.
Yeah. He uses an instrument.
I assume I do not need to guide you anywhere. You know your way around.
Yes, I was just going to find Kevlar. Do
Oh.
you know where he is?
Absolutely. Kevlar is currently leading the group like a true performer. Would you like me to send him back up?
Yes, please. I'm gonna
Absolutely.
wait here for a bit.
Absolutely. I best to head down and make sure that this rabble-rouse group of people are under a fair supervision. A pleasure to see you again.
Make sure that you're gentle with them. They've been traumatized pretty well.
Absolutely. If there's anything that we can do in the meantime, do not be afraid to let Kevlar know. Roland should be back soon. He just recently came back from a trip, apparently. But he is getting ready to leave, as he is officially now retired.
He's coming back from Alnerwick, right?
Yes. How did you know that?
Well, I've actually been getting better in my spells. I got a spell recently called Sending.
Oh, you know the sending spell.
It's very useful.
Indeed it is. No bard worth their salt that travels all through Othario must have the sending spell prepared. You never know.
Yeah. Good when recording your travels or talking to people from the 2 continents away.
Absolutely. I will send Kevlar back up. In the meantime, take some time to rest. You all look like you've been put through the ringer.
We just fought a white dragon.
Oh.
It was boarding on Ancient. What was the name again?
Do you need a reminder?
Oh
I
shit!
need a reminder. It's been a
thought
week.
I-
Absolutely. I don't worry. I have it right here.
I saw the Glacial Carver.
ASO.
ASO.
The Glacier Carver.
Glacier Carver. I did write that down.
My friend who speaks Draconic said that the dragon called itself ASO, the Glacial Carver.
Gotta roll
Apparently, it's like
it
was a big deal in the north.
Gonna roll to see if this person knows who that is. ASO. I assume that's probably a white dragon's probably farther north. Unfortunately, I have not heard.
It's a white dragon that was from the north. It laid. I pull up my map.
You pull out your what?
I was pulling out my map to look at it. It was the white dragon that laid waste to Berksley.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yes, I remember that. Yeah, there were a couple of bards that ended up making some ballads about that. Oh, sad compositions, but beautiful music nonetheless.
Well, we managed to kill it.
Well, I congratulate you then. Either way, take your time. Get a little bit of rest. We'll send Kevlar up and probably send some food up this way as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And you watch as he goes down the stairs. So you guys are currently alone for a little bit. Kazir, I assume you are staying close to Fieldman?
Yeah.
Okay.
He feels guilty.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's fair, man. I've been there. I've almost killed party members too, so it's all good.
It's not just that. I mean, he gave the thing. It said, "Leave now, and I won't kill you," several times. And if he had kept that word, then Fieldman wouldn't have died.
True, but at the same time, above game, you know for a fact that creature could have been a very big thorn in your guys' side later on.
Above game, I know. Kazir, he has no clue.
Yeah, Kazir, about to say. I didn't assume Stray felt bad, but I assumed Kazir felt bad.
Well, I feel a little bad.
Shit happens in the heat of battle, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a walk in the Hall of Music.
Sometimes you miss a shot and accidentally hit someone. Sometimes you hit a dragon and it falls 100 feet. What can you do? All right. So with that being said, you guys, for a reminder, you guys are openly allowed to travel through this building because of the fact that you are currently in here, not only under a state of emergency for what happened to Peglin, but also because of the fact that Blue is a scholar here. So therefore, you guys do have free access as long as Blue is with you.
I'm a lore bard. This is my Thieves Guild.
Which for you, Blue, you know for a fact that you are currently on the second floor of the building. You are currently on the west wing, where and this is a teleportation circle that any person who is under the lore bard sigil can teleport, or friends of the lore bard, which is very subjective. There are typically rules and regulations. If somebody outside of the guild has it, they have to register for it.
There's a weird thing with friends and bard. Bards make a lot of friends.
Well, they also got to be careful because they also make a lot of enemies.
Yes, make a lot of enemies. A lot of them.
Well, you're a spellcaster, so it's natural.
It's natural. I'm just so charismatic.
So, with that being said, I assume Blue, you kind of stay close to this area so Kevlar can find you.
Yeah.
All right. Belwraith, are you staying close to Blue? You following Kazir? What are you doing?
He'll be sticking. I don't know. He'll probably be sticking with Blue. Actually, now that I think about it more.
Okay.
Everyone who can grant you access to pretty much anywhere in the building.
Pretty much most of the party is staying close to Blue for very obvious reasons. With the exception, of course, of Fieldman, who is unconscious and being brought down to the medical ward, which is on the first floor, on the east wing. Metase and I know Kazir and Karik are both staying close to Fieldman, for very obvious reasons as well.
Yeah.
But everyone else is staying close to Blue because we're like, we don't know this place.
Yeah. There.
So before we get to Kevlar, Kazir, you are currently being taken down through this spiral staircase going downwards until you enter the grand foyer of this place. Which, by the way, just for context, this place is huge. It's fucking huge. But I say, and every wall is lined with art, with music, with design, and you would basically, it would take you no time at all to realize it's like, yeah, this is the College of Lore. You see a lot of like mythos, legends, and epic tales that are all over the place. I'd say the only place that could be as close as pretentious as this place is the College of Valor.
There.
But unlike the College of Valor and the College of Swords, you're seeing, like, for you, Kazir, especially going down into like the main area, you're seeing like huge like tapestries with artwork of things you've never seen before. Actually, you know what? Kazir, I want you to roll me a history check.
All right.
Roll 17 history checks.
No, we're not going to do that.
Every tapestry you see.
He knows Jack. I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you look at this stuff, you don't understand. But then again, you're also from Uskar. Most of these are like Atharian legends or even like world legends. Some of these some of them don't make sense to you. You see images of like soldiers holding weapons up high. You see visions of these divine beings. But you see images of these ghastly, ugly looking creatures. And you see pictures of creatures you've never seen before. These eldritch looking abominations.
Ugh.
Hope you never see.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's part of what goes through Kazir's mind is I hope I don't see that. But no in my luck.
And as you're being guided through here, you watch as a lot of people are being brought to this one area. As you kind of go through this main like commons area that looks like there's just a lot of seating. It seems like this is like a grand chamber, probably where like lectures and stuff are done. You go through into these massive doors that get open, and you see this whole room is just lined with beds. From one like basically there's a massive. If I had to put this in perspective, have you guys ever watched the Chamber of Secrets from Harry Potter? Remember when Harry broke his arm? And they brought him into this room that it was like just huge with a bunch of beds just on each side of the room. Picture kind of
medieval medical ward.
Basically picture it like that, except for once again you're just seeing a bunch of like images.
Tapestry.
Yeah, images like tapestries and artworks that are on the wall. Eventually, you see Fieldman gets carried. Everyone else is kind of being situated in like various beds. You see some people are staying close to each other, some people are keeping their distance. And you see there's like one section of the area that has this like is the only place with privacy. And you see that they're carrying Daniel Steele there, the blacksmith that passed away.
Oh,
Time to do resurrection.
if only.
Bards can do that. So.
Oh yeah.
Bards can. The only issue is that you know for a fact that there are terms and conditions to stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And
he was dead for like a week.
About to say she's been dead for quite some time, and she also her spirit needs to be willing.
Yeah.
Most
likely she wouldn't be.
If she's past the time of which the raise dead spell would work, the cost for true resurrection is way too much.
Oh yeah.
You would know that as a bard. True resurrection is only for very special circumstances.
Yeah, like if it was the king or something.
Exactly.
That's an example.
And even then, that's still questionable because of the fact that there are rules and conditions, especially amongst the beings upstairs, when you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like there are catches and things you need to follow, but I'm trying to remember one particular detail. Yeah, because you got to understand, the material components for true resurrection is a sprinkle of holy water and diamonds worth at least 25,000 gold pieces.
Yep. It's expensive.
And it is a 9th level spell, so only a master bard could cast it.
I don't think even a bard can cast it because they don't have access to 9th level, do they?
But I say it's one of
we do.
But I say bards have access to 9th level spells, and because of the fact that they're, but specifically if a College of Lore bard wants it, they could get it. Because it's only because a College of Lore bard can gain access to spell lists of other casters.
Oh yeah.
It's very like specific, and typically means that bards will tend to have a relationship with the god of death. It's a very it's a very situational thing. One of my out of game for a moment. One of my personal things ever was seeing one of my favorite bards I ever watched, Panic Grimtongue, who was a tiefling bard, use Raise Dead and actually talk to the Harvest Man, which was their version of the Grim Reaper. And basically him having to convince the Grim Reaper to allow him to resurrect someone. It's very roleplay heavy, very cool. I like it a lot. Unexpectables. If anybody hasn't seen them, check it out.
I'll look them up.
You should. They're very funny and very entertaining. But anyways, moving on. You watch Kazir. You watch as they kind of actually bring Fieldman off to basically an area where there are some larger beds. And they basically lay him on. They actually lay him on his stomach because they want to. You see that there are a couple of clerics already waiting.
Makes sense.
Let's take a look at this poor soul. And you watch as one of the clerics actually is actually taking her time, and she is going to roll a medicine check, which she can do with advantage because of her abilities. Yeah, with that 29, she can read his wounds really well.
Pardon me.
No.
While she's doing that, can Belwraith just pretend advantage? kind of update her on what he has found for his
Absolutely. You did say you were staying with Blue. Do you want to go down?
Oh shit! I thought we were all in the same
You
area.
can go down, then come back up.
Yeah, you could go down and come back up.
Nah, Powerwraith wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
That made you louder.
I unplugged my headset. That's why.
But yeah, Kizir, you watch as this female human is like, she has like super blonde hair. Like, she has almost platinum blonde hair, so she almost has like white hair. It's actually more silvery. You watch as her hair is tied back, and she's wearing these like very like what would be the best way to explain this? Have you ever seen like an old school priestess in like Japanese culture? Like where like, these kind of like flowy robes, but you could tell they're like they're very tight in certain areas.
Yeah,
Picture like that, but you see like golds, a lot of golds, and you see like a little bit of greens on these robes, like very kind of regalish kind of design. And you watch as she's just very thoroughly looking over, and you watch as her eyes start to kind of blink other colors. Interesting. Well, I see someone's already done a little bit of work on him. It's a good thing.
You're kind of nuts.
Well, whoever did it, they did a very good job, apparently. I could see that the magic used to bind his spine was actually very well done. And typically, in a situation like that, being careless could actually have hurt him worse.
No doubt. He says.
Are you? Sorry to interrupt. I sent a picture in the chat. Is that the vibe?
Hold on. Let me take a look. I see a lot of dogs. Yeah, kind of like that, but picture it like very much like gold on the top, and then like the skirt is more like a forest green. And then,
again, for Japanese culture, you'll only find traditional. You'll never.
Yeah,
find...
it's very. Yeah, you get what I'm saying though.
Example.
You're
using an example. It wouldn't be a kimono but
no.
it would be, similar style.
Yeah, very much like traditional clothing and everything, like regal clothing. But anyways, you watch as she actually looks at this. Now let's make sure that your friend can truly recover. You watch.
Thank you, man.
Not a problem. And she is going to cast Regenerate.
Ooh.
Nice.
Which is a very powerful spell. And because you watch as she kind of, unfortunately, because you're so close, you could kind of see the openings and everything on Fieldman's body. So you can actually see like some of the bone and muscle that's there. But you watch as she casts this spell. You watch as like the crack in his spine and everything actually kind of cinches together, and you watch as the muscle tissue and everything actually connects better to the spine. You do watch as Fieldman actually kind of like, you almost see a physical reaction until you see another cleric basically casting another spell on him, as they cast Calm Emotions on him.
Kazir kind of squirms and looks away as he sees the tendons reforming.
Apologies. Typically where people keep their distance on things like this.
Kazir nods. I understand. It's not what it is. It's how he got hurt that's making me squirm.
Absolutely. What is this person's name?
Fieldman.
Interesting. Well, hopefully Fieldman should be fine. Yubel, would you mind getting some various disinfectants? We want to make sure the wounds are clean. Last thing we need is for him to gather any diseases or infections. You just watch as one of the other priestesses kind of nods, and she kind of walks off to get what she needs. She watches. She actually extends a hand out to you. Lady Yuhara, a pleasure.
He kind of extends and shakes her hand. Kazir.
A pleasure to meet you.
Wish it was a better circumstances. Kind of chuckles.
You watch as she kind of smiles. With my line of work, these typically are the best of circumstances. Better this than giving funeral rites.
That's fair.
Either way, you watch as a male priest is currently, who was casting calm emotions on him, actually you watch as he maneuvers his hand, and you watch as he releases another spell, and you watch as Fieldman is just completely asleep.
Fair.
He should be able to rest more comfortably now, ma'am. Thank you. I appreciate it. In the meantime, Kazir, he is going to be tended to. If you wish to stay here with him, you absolutely can. But I can rest assured that he should make a recovery. At this point, time is what he needs.
I understand. I'll stay with him just in case.
And I assume your friend will as well? And you see Kark just kind of standing there too.
Yeah.
Yes, I will absolutely be staying with him. Fair enough. You watch as Leibel just kind of puts her hands inside of the open sections of her dress, like the parts of her arms where, like, you know what I mean. Basically, like as a kid, have you ever just put your hands in the other sleeves, like on your opposite hand for no reason?
Oh yeah, I know. To keep your hands warm.
Yeah,
I used to do that a lot when I was a kid.
Except for her dress is very much very open around the arms, so she just kind of mixes her hands into there, and she just walks away. And at that point, Kazir, they're just giving him regular treatments of disinfectants, and basically they're going to be making sure that he stays hydrated and make sure that the wound seals properly, essentially.
Yeah.
It's going to
makes
be
sense.
It's basically going to be time. There's only so much magic can do. They need the body to naturally heal some of the parts itself, because magic is magic is not a solution. It is essentially picture medical magic like
actual medicine.
Yeah, picture it like an antibiotic. Like you don't want to be rely on that solely, otherwise you as a person will not heal properly.
Exactly.
So
painkillers will help kill the pain. They won't get rid of what's causing pain.
Exactly. And just like any kind of antibiotic or any kind of medicine, it can only do so much. It just helps the body recover.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're basically just going to be doing that. I assume you're just going to stay close?
Yeah.
Okay. They do feed you guys, by the way, just so you know. You and Kark aren't just just starving or dying of thirst or anything like that. They do.
Oh, well, I figured that they'd either bring food or, only leave to get food,
And you do see one of the clerics approach you and go, "Are you all right? Do you need any healing?"
Yeah, I could use a bit of healing.
You watch as this person smiles, boops you on the nose, and you immediately feel significantly better. You heal 54 points of health.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're dealing with people who are high level. But I say basically the people that they asked to come take a look at Fieldman and everything because of Blue's message, these are life domain clerics, so healing is kind of their forte. They are what Knuckle is, and Knuckle can only just scratch the surface of a lot of what these guys can do. But they're not exactly super powerful. It's not like they could do everything by themselves.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Because you kind of chuckles with the boop and nods. Thanks.
Absolutely. Make sure that you eat, and again, make sure you have plenty to drink. Your body needs to be able to bounce back from this.
I will.
Absolutely. And
what's your name?
Oh, apologies. Everybody here just calls me Bunny, but the truth is, the name. You watch. I'm actually pulling. Her nickname is Bunny. I actually have this written. You watch as she actually extends out her hand. You see that she's not she's actually wearing an outfit that's different from Yukiko's. It's actually this one is actually more what would be this way to put it? It's basically white and with a bunch of trim that's like a navy blue, and you see like some floral designs on it as well. Oh, here it is. The name is Silva. A pleasure to meet you. But everyone just calls me Bunny.
Pleasure to meet you too, Silva. Kind of chuckles.
But I say, I need to take care of some of the other people, but if you need
Alright.
if you need anything where your friend is having issues, don't be afraid to come get me, okay?
Alright. Thank you again.
Not a problem. And you watch as she walks away. And now back upstairs with the rest of the party. Currently walking Blue. It's kind of nostalgic being back here. Right as you kind of take a few steps into the hall of music, which on the second floor, you immediately are blasted back to some of the hectic days of classes, as you look up and see all the various tapestries and artworks of the various lore that you had to study. And you can hear and it takes you no time at all to hear various kinds of music coming from all places in this college. But before you get too comfortable, you hear the jingling of bells. Hold it right there! Who said you can freely wander the College of Lore?
Well, I don't need permission to walk around, do I?
Who is that? Who would dare speak to me, the Great Kevlar, in such a manner?
Well, it's been a while since we've seen face to face, so I doubt you'd even remember my scars. I didn't have them when we last met.
I assume you took off your mask and everything.
Yeah.
You watch as he looks at you, kind of gives you this quizzical look. I don't know. Last time we spoke, you said you were going to be this magnificent bard that has traveled the world over. I don't know if I recognize you.
Well, magnificent bard turned into fighting the demons from the abyss, so
Demons?
that's
Ooh.
close enough.
I mean, that is definitely a challenge, that's for sure. And you watch as Kevlar just kind of walks up to you. Blue, it's been a long time, friend. It's good to see you. And you watch as he doesn't even hug you. He doesn't even shake your hand. He just goes instantly for the hug.
Blue goes for the hug back.
Earth is standing awkwardly behind.
So was everyone else going like, ooh, like. So Blue, tell me some of the best stories. Don't be afraid to go into detail. I obviously want to hear everything.
Well, my first caravan that I left this place with, we went on a good amount of we went around about half of Astaria, got through halfway through the Ravaged Path, and then encountered orcs. And then I got this group.
Oh
and
my!
We've been with each other.
Who are all these people?
Well, this is a group we call the Solaires.
Hold on one second, actually. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold on a second. Are you to tell me that you've been traveling with the heroes of Melbourne this entire time?
It seems that I am one of them. Yeah.
I knew it had to be someone crazy to do stuff like that. Apparently, the College of Valor has been spreading word about a group of adventurers.
I wonder if they actually managed to elect the guy I voted for. Well,
Can't say. Quiet fellow, all I know that for sure. But quite the musician, that's for sure.
that sounds like him.
Well, either way. About to say, I'd say for the sake of brevity, you kind of fill him in on most of your adventures, probably leaving out certain details, filling in others.
Exaggerating some.
Roll a performance check, just for fun.
Alright.
You okay?
I'm assuming Blue is muting.
Yeah, I assume a family member probably walked in.
Yeah, that's what the sound of it was.
Well, all I can say is he's
It's kind of.
Go ahead.
It's kind of weird. Blue's family, from what I've heard, sounds very, very Texan, like very Southern, and Blue does not sound like that at all. He sounds very soft, not soft-spoken, but
Well, yeah, life tends to send you in directions you don't expect, and I mean, like, a lot of people try to say that I have a Minnesota accent, but it's like, unless I'm like thoroughly getting into it, I don't sound Minnesotan.
yeah, I think.
But certain words and everything like show off that I'm
Like
Minnesotan.
that. Yeah, like that.
Exactly. Or anytime I say oofta or anything like that, you could tell I'm Minnesotan.
Like, for me, the giveaways, bud. Like,
Yeah.
I'll call you beating the shit out of you, or when I'm talking to you.
Exactly. You could tell that I'm from Minnesota. Are you good, Tiny?
Anyway, I got a 31.
You got a 31? Jesus Christ.
Well, that's a pretty low roll. I think you could do better than that.
You watch as moments he's surprised, and moments he is stunned, and moments he is sad, and he looks downright depressed. But you see that he goes through overall, it's a very well balanced journey. He by the end of it, I assume you get to the part where where you single-handedly killed the white dragon. I'm just kidding. I don't think you'd say that, but obviously you had a say in that. Nice. Well, I have to
do
say,
tell him that I killed the matron mother.
interesting. You know, most of that story I believe, but there's a few doubts I have in there. You tricking a demon. I don't know. That seems a bit much, don't you think?
Well, I got some special little spells that no other bard has, and one bard that did have them ain't around no more.
You don't say. You wouldn't mind showing an old friend now, would you? As he bats the eyelashes at you.
Wish I knew calm emotions.
Well, either way.
I think we should.
You guys must be tired.
We should wait until.
You guys must be tired, and you guys obviously have done so much in the last 24 hours. I can only imagine. So, tell you what, how about we all go ahead instead, go down, and we get some food, and we just continue this conversation. What do you say?
All right.
The party is stunningly.
Of course, your friends are more than welcome to come along. They need to get some food in their system, too. A few of them look beaten to shit. Are you okay? You're just looking at you, Belwraith, with some of your wounds.
Fine. Thank 24 out of 73 health. He's lying through his face.
Are you okay?
Well, yeah.
He's lying and lying poorly.
Okay, noted. Hold on, I'll just go ahead and roll for him. That's a natural 20. He sees right through you. Natural 20, and because of his training and everything, let's see here. He's double proficient.
Insight.
He's double proficient, and so that's a 30. Because he gets
Yeah, I don't think he finds out that Bellery design. Like, I just don't think that's a high enough roll.
Oh, sorry. 32. He has a +4 to wisdom.
That'll do it, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he had a +2 to wisdom. He has a +4. He didn't. Either way, you watch as he actually reaches up and pulls off his jester hat. Allow me to explain what he looks like to you guys.
Oh, I'm terrified.
So what you see is you see a man dressed in these very interesting clothes. I think the best way to describe him is he kind of looks like a classic jester, but you see that his color choice is very selective. Actually, you know what, Tiny, you actually have a picture of Kevlar. Do you want to?
I've posted the picture.
You post it? Okay, hold on.
It's in D&D.
Let me take a look. There we are. But I say, you watch as he's actually very much dressed, kind of like a jester, but he has a big overcoat. Normally, he is wearing a very like bell-ridden hat, but you watch as he takes it off, and you see this head of fiery red hair, and what you thought like maybe it was like effects or anything like that. You actually see that his beard is a fiery red, but it actually almost looks like the fire is moving on his chin, on his beard, and on his eyebrows.
Out of curiosity, is he wearing Kevlar by chance?
No, he's not wearing actual Kevlar.
Oh,
Actual Kevlar does not exist in this world.
You know what? I'm sure it does.
Bad to say, there's no such thing as bulletproof material in D&D. Maybe one day.
I mean, actually, steel is bulletproof.
Oh, that's fair. So, I mean, I guess plate armor and all that.
Well, some variants of steel.
Either way.
Ceramic, stone.
Valentine.
But either way, you see him take off his hat, and you watch as it jingles in his hand. Well, I do say, I hope you all are doing all right. Better say, life is a very difficult and fickle mistress, and adventure around every corner. And let's be honest, the greatest lore anyone's ever read, it did not come easily. But let's go get some food.
You're weird when you go deep. Let's go eat.
And you just watch as Blue and Kevlar are essentially like half skipping down the hallway. Garnet just looks at you, Belwraith. Did anyone else think he's weird?
Yes.
Okay, checking that's not just me.
Don't let me forget, Garnet. I do have a question for you later.
Yes. After we get some rest and everything, I'd be more than happy to talk with you. But I don't know about you. I'm kind of half beaten to shit.
I am too.
But I say, so I assume you guys follow Blue?
Yep.
Alosa is actually going to cast another healing spell on Garnan, because Garnan is low.
I'm trying a healing spell, actually. Well, probably rest soon, and I have another 5th level, so...
Absolutely.
I give him a 5th level Cure Wounds.
She is doing the same.
He's getting 10 levels of Cure Wounds. Mine is at 28.
Wow, hers is almost exactly the same, except for that was 23 plus 6, 29 plus her wisdom, so that would be 35. She rolled like top tier in her d8s.
Yeah, I rolled pretty mediocre.
It's okay, it happens. I've rolled healing spells and only healed someone for like 5 with a level 2. I rolled double ones.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me is, I think it was like a 4th level inflict wounds, and then it was straight ones.
Oh, fuck, dude. That's always the worst.
And it was, I can't remember what kind of monster it was, but It was a thing where if you did any melee attack on it, it would immediately bite back as like a reaction.
Oh, yep.
So I did like 7 points of damage to it, and then it does 20. Like I can't remember. It was something
lot.
like 48 damage.
Fuck! Holy shit!
And immediately killed me.
Ah, my hand!
No, it did like more than double killed me.
Alright, but either way, ow. But either way, as you guys follow Blue, and Garnet is now looking a hell of a lot better. You guys follow Blue, and Blue, again, this is like walking down memory lane for you. You are being taken down the hall of music. You're led to the grand staircase that leads down into what is essentially a cafeteria, but obviously, like, you could tell this was a banquet hall. This is where a lot of the college students come down for food and everything like that. And this is also where you, Blue, as well as anybody else who performed in the school, had to perform your very first solo to graduate from the College of Lore.
Those are hard.
Yes. Yes, they are. And you are graded harshly.
I passed.
You did, but man, you probably have no love lost on those critics who were fucking assholes. But anyways, you see that they are serving actually a decent amount of food. Looks like they're probably, because you let them know what was going on, they probably stocked up ahead of time. And you see that there is a lot of food being carried, like from where this area is down towards the east wing. You assume
That it's just showing up.
Yeah, and essentially you watch it as you come down. They got. If I had to put this in 2 words, you essentially see various kinds of meats. Very much like you see steaks, you see various kinds of potatoes, corns, like various mixed veggies. Mashed potatoes with a lot of butter. You see various kinds of like steamed food, other kinds of steamed meats like, crab and lobster and all that stuff. Which, by the way, Blue, you would know that is a bit over the top.
Yeah.
You're near the coast, not that close. But I say they probably had to import that from Padstow or something.
This place is rich.
Well, I mean, it is also one of the biggest colleges for musicians ever. And considering some of the legends that came from this, considering the fact that one of the greatest heroes of all time came from the College of Lore, it is still one of the most respected colleges in all of Atharia. Either way, so that's a lot of craziness that happened for you guys. Everyone faring okay in that instance? Sounds like your friend Fieldman took quite the spill.
Well, 3 of our party members are physically not okay. Most of them probably mentally not okay. But I'm fine.
It's good to see.
I can't speak for them.
It's good to see.
Belwraith has not stopped bleeding since they walked in.
He's fine.
Oh, don't be such a stick in the mud, my friend. And you watch as he pats you. He pats you on the shoulder, and he actually casts a spell as well on you.
Who's you?
Kevlar.
Kevlar pats you.
He pats you,
No.
telling you to stop being such a stick in the mud as he casts a spell on you.
You as Belwraith or you as in Blue?
You as in Belwraith.
Okay, that's the you.
Blue's not hurt. I didn't take a single point of damage in that fight.
Belwraith, you regain 23 points of health.
His armor is very cold.
Either way. Go on.
I was told Roland was here.
Yes. He had to go out into the town real fast. Apparently, some urgent business with your royal majesty. I chose to use one of my vacation days.
Come see me.
Well, absolutely. Well, more like to come see Lord Marklehay. But you were a nice treat. Damn shame what happened to Pegland, apparently.
Yeah. We got as many people out as we could, but it's still underwater.
Absolutely. I had some words with some of my contacts as he points upwards. And hopefully we can get some more assistance out there. Maybe find out what happened so they can reverse something. But this is apparently very powerful magic from what I'm hearing.
We know who caused it. We know where it is.
Oh?
We just don't know how to reverse it right now.
Could you give us anything?
Let's sit down, get some food, and I'll fill you in.
Absolutely. I assume that you guys actually take some time, get some food, like various foods, so you guys can let me know like how much food you stack on your plate, from a level from a normal person to Son Goku, how much food you grab.
Belwraith is a priest.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot.
Not a lot, just enough.
Nah, barely enough. Well, enough and then no.
Enough to fill you up,
Kind of
essentially.
thing? Yeah.
Which, by the way, Belwraith, the food here is delicious. It is actually quite good.
Blue's gonna get like normal amount of meats and stuff, but a good amount of mashed potatoes.
That's fair. That's fair.
what it is.
But I say you watch it. You watch as Kevlar looks at you and goes, "Actually, Blue, I called in a favor. Remember that chef we used to confiscate food from to make sure it wasn't poisonous?
Yes.
Totally didn't steal that tray of tarts. Absolutely not. It was a lie. It was a damn lie."
We had to
Belwraith,
make sure.
Belwraith
It's-
kind of just stops his meal, then looks up at the both of them.
What? It was a damn lie. I'm just saying.
Right?
It's a spot on my record for a long
It's our
time.
jobs as protectors of the land.
Kevlar feels like he's being
Jobs as
judged.
protector of the land.
Belwraith goes back to his meal.
You watch as Kevlar just points at Blue. See, he understands. We were protectors, making sure everyone was okay. But
Make
anyways,
sure it wasn't poison.
I called in a favor. And you watch as he turns around and he pulls out the. You watch as he turns around and comes with this like hot bowl, probably the size of like a mixing bowl, and it's filled to the brim with these like freshly like cooked noodles, and there's some kind of cheese sauce on top of it. I may or may not have confiscated this cheese-like pasta. It's delicious.
That looks really good.
So I know what this is. But with Belwraith.
I would say roll a. This is food knowledge. Roll a history check.
I'm trying to figure out whether it's mac and cheese or Alfredo.
I think
Probably
Alfredo.
Alfredo.
It's 17.
No, this is mac and cheese.
Oh.
This is a very very specific like cheese blend sauce.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Basically, the Blue. If you do you take a bite out of this? It's my
Yes.
about to say it's very savory. The sauce is very pungent, and there's a very slight spice to it. It's actually very delicious.
Jeff's gotten even better since last time
Oh,
I've been here.
absolutely. Didn't you hear? He actually got
I
hired.
have been a bit busy.
He actually got hired by the royal chef.
Oh.
He's one of his assistants now, but apparently that's enough to get grandeur. Either way, he works where I work, so getting food from him now is not as difficult as it used to be.
Oh. That sounds like a lot of fun.
And the best part is I get to blame it on my act. Who would suspect the jester? I'm just saying.
It's a part of the act. They can't blame you.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't laugh at a bunch of pasta falling on your head? I'm just saying, it's hilarious.
Am I getting the vibe that this guy works for the king?
I mean, you can roll. You get the vibe. He doesn't seem to be hiding it. I wouldn't even make you roll for it. You could tell this guy is referencing that he does work for the king.
Because I'm not sure if it would be a king or a jester. He's the jester, lord, like
He's
a
the
higher
jester.
up lord.
Yeah, he is.
And he works for the king.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I got my things backwards. I was about to say if he works for the jester as a lord, you know.
Yeah, you got it backwards. No, he is the jester for the lord and king of Atharia.
I just got my words backwards while talking. That's all.
Either way, I ended up getting some juicy gossip from being in the castle, though.
Oh, care to share?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not one to spill any secrets of grandeur. However, to a select group of heroes that have done good deeds, I mean, who am I to say no?
What a way to keep a secret, such as screaming it as loud as possible in a cafe.
So, between you and me, I got a couple of juicy ones if you're interested. Would you like some bigger? Would you like some of the bigger ones, or would you like just a small one?
You know, it's been a long day. Let's start off with a big one.
All right. Well, let's start off with the most. Let's start with one of the biggest secret ones. Apparently, and you didn't hear this from me. I'm just saying. Apparently, there's been sightings of a large beast hanging around Mount Dunatel. Apparently, this creature, it has scales, but it's huge. No one can actually identify it. Everyone assumed it was a dragon. But the thing is, it didn't look like any dragon anyone had ever seen. It had these weird... It had more gem-like qualities than it did anything else. Have you ever heard of a creature like that?
I don't know. Have I ever heard of a creature like that?
I would say everyone, to most people, you have never heard of a creature like this. For you, Belrace, you do know of a creature like that.
Oh my.
That the Guardian?
I'm actually going to DM it to you.
Ooh.
Because this is knowledge that
Only Bill
I actually don't.
This is like no roll genuine knowledge.
Yeah, this is like knowledge that only the church knows, and especially higher members.
Is this something that I would know that I share?
Yes.
Is this...
You would know, but whether you share this is up to you.
Oh dear. Like, pretend I'm in the church. Is this classified information?
Yes. They would not have told... The only reason you know about this is because of the position you were supposed to get.
Perfect.
Oh, I think I know what it is out of character.
Is that the Guardian?
Hold on a second. Oh, one second. I apologize.
I'll get some their ASMR going. 1 second.
Oh boy.
Hold on 1 second. I apologize. This does take a second to type up. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. What-do? Oh god. No. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Here we go.
It's time for ASMR with Bellray.
Oh boy.
I'm not doing that.
Fair.
Fun, and I do it to my friends, but you're strangers online, and that's all. You are nothing more than names and circle icons.
That's fair. And voices.
Damn. That's how it is.
Not Winter. I've seen his face, but
Appreciate you, bud.
I think everyone's seen my face once before, actually.
I have not seen your face.
Oh, that's fair.
There we go. Damn! Cold-blooded.
Oh,
But yeah, that is something you know, and the only reason you know about it is because it is the church's responsibility to know about it.
Uh-oh. If it's the church's responsibility, it's gonna be bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine there.
Sure.
I think I know of what you're talking about. I've heard of it as well.
Oh, that seems like the royal informants were so quiet about it.
I used to have ties to the royal family a life ago.
Fascinating. Something to discuss later, I assume.
Likely.
Alright then. It's good to know. Either way, it's a juicy thing. Apparently the sighting was less than a week ago. So it's apparently amongst all of the higher ups, the blah 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 blah. Apparently something that's been making the rounds, if you understand. But apparently this creature was it came down from high up in the mountain, but then came down and disappeared. A lot of people are marking up as some kind of magical mirage. And I didn't think that's the case.
Well,
Recommend you stay away from there, old friend. Be quite dangerous.
and that's in Bard speak. Go there almost immediately. God.
Hold on a second.
No, I can't keep out of trouble. Unless I think we're going towards that direction.
We should not check that out.
I got one tidbit of information, and I just sent it back to you about it. This is also something you would know.
We should not go there.
Alright.
Absolutely never go there. Go there. And of course we would be extra careful, be reckless, and also don't forget that it's always good to travel as a group. Go solo.
Oh god, I hate this guy.
He's that friend.
He's a bad friend.
I think by this point, Belrith will be finished his meal. I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation. Is there somewhere I can get my armor cleaned and for myself to rest?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You watch as he actually waves a hand, and you see another bard. Seems to be kind of lower classman, probably someone who's like just recently been part of the college and learning. Adrian, would you make sure to bring our friend here to one of I guess room A, if I remember correctly, is the one that they wanted to keep the Solaires near the rest of the group. Absolutely. I can do that for you. No problem. I shall be your escort. I apologize. The name's Adrian. What's your name?
My name is Belwraith.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, pal.
He stands up and leaves his plate.
Oh, you could just leave that. We could take care of that. No issues. About to say, we have people for it, so it's all good. Allow me to escort you. You allow him? Okay. So for you, Belwraith, literally he leads you down a hall, he basically brings you closer to the eastern wing, but rather than taking you through these massive double doors, you actually see there's a couple of hallways nearby, and you watch as he brings you to what appears to be a nice handful of rooms. And you watch as he opens one up, and you see this nice it's not super big. Go ahead.
Sorry, carry on.
Oh, okay.
I should know what I'm getting into before talking.
Essentially, this is not a massive room, but still a reasonably decent-sized room. Essentially, if you ever lived in an apartment, this is the size of a classic, living room for an apartment. So it's a bit more spacious than a bedroom. But there's plenty of space to hang up your stuff. There's mannequins for hanging up armor. There's plenty of stands for holding weapons and instruments and all that, and a decent sized bed.
All right. In that case, I think Belwraith would take the time to more ceremoniously take off his armor, which is something he hasn't actually been able to do in a pretty long time.
You watch as Adrian leaves the room and everything. He does go, "Oh, and don't forget. I almost forgot. So if you leave this room and you see where the double doors are, rather than going through them, if you keep going down that hallway, we do have essentially a cleaning area if you wanted to take a bath or something."
He'll nod to him.
Okie dokie. If you need any help, don't be afraid to come find us.
With that being said, he'll more ceremoniously take off his armor. We're in a city, right?
Yes, you guys are currently in the capital of Atharia.
Fun. Yeah, being that this is a more safe area, he'd more ceremoniously take off his armor, and he'd dress in more commoner clothes, actually. In his armor, he probably wouldn't be recognized as that one insane guy who got thrown out of Padstow for being insane.
Mm-hmm.
But in these clothes, he would more likely be recognized as that.
There.
Fair enough.
And he would head down to the bathhouse, I suppose.
All right. So I will classify as Belwraith in the bathhouse for right now. With that being said, I'm gonna come back to you, Baloo, since Belwraith is basically getting himself cleaned up and I assume making sure his wounds are healed properly. So with that being said, Baloo, you watch as a lot of the other party members are kind of doing similar things, following kind of Belwraith's lead, heading over to rooms and everything. Blue, you would know that there are specific rooms for guests of the college. I mean, even if there were representatives of other colleges that came over for performances and all that, and demonstrating, or even higher institute, members of higher institute or royalty that came to visit. If they wanted to stay at the college, they could. So there are a decent number of rooms near the East Wing. But you watch as most people are leaving, except for you notice that Bimp And you watch that Bimp and Knackle are like the only two people who are staying close. You do see that Garnet, after a while, does actually say he is going to try to rest up a bit. You could see he's still limping a bit, even with all his wounds healed up. And Alosa is making sure that he actually gets there.
Squished.
Yeah, he got squished. And Alosa is basically making sure he doesn't fall in the hallway and can't get back up. So it's currently now you, Knackle, Bimp, and Kevlar. You watch as Kevlar goes, however, a little bit of light news. I'm sure you heard how Queen Atharia is doing.
I've heard a bit since I've been around.
You didn't hear from me. But first things first, she's absolutely stunning. Vision of beauty. Oh, wouldn't a bard do to be with a woman like that? But you didn't hear this from...
King would cut short.
That's just it. What have you heard lately? Her and the king have been at each other's throats lately.
Well, with the stuff we've seen.
That's just it. That's just it. The king is being more stubborn than usual. He's, the, RACIAL topic got brought up again. And, you know, a bill wanting to be passed to, remove the issue of SLAVERY. The Queen was all for it. The King, once again, is fighting it.
That sounds like him, but...
Not to mention, after what happened in Stratford and Starlam, you would imagine the king would be up in an uproar, wanting to deal with the situation. And again, for some reason, he's not doing anything about it.
He hasn't been doing anything from what I've seen. I was in the battle at Stratford.
You were in the battle
He
at Stratford?
didn't have any help from the king's men.
Oh.
No, yes.
I heard that that group, the Empire, this was causing a huge ruckus over there. But you didn't hear from me.
The Empire
You didn't hear this from me. But my little contact, this little group that plays in Makanali, I made a good friend amongst them, an orcish fellow, really good at playing an instrument. He
Green Man Group.
Yeah, about to say, if you remember, there was a particular bard group that you bonded with.
Orc group.
Yeah, the Orc Man group. that you bonded with in Makanali. You know, they kind of were the odd people out.
So those people were contacted with you?
Yes.
I made friends with them.
Of course you would. The thing is, I got into a bit of a pickle, if you know what I mean. And they happened to help me out. And, well, what can I say? Who am I to, you know, not to make friends? I like to think I'm a pleasant person. And
I think you are. No.
I appreciate it, Blue. It's been a long time. I missed you, friend. But, yeah, imagine being the jester in the courtroom of two individuals that honestly were still... I felt like I was going to get executed from the awkwardness.
That's not a laughing matter, but it is funny.
But either way, From a mutual friend of ours, if you catch my drift. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. ROLAND. You guys are apparently supposed to meet him tonight. Your whole group. You're supposed to meet him here. After all the students have gone to bed. After this whole incident, apparently something was brought to Roland's attention. Something that he, well, let's just say, what would be the best way to put this? The wandering script might be going out for a stroll again. Which you know for a fact, which Blue, yeah, I pretty common you pick up what I'm throwing down.
Yeah.
But in case you I was about to say, in case you don't, better to say, Blue would know, Tiny probably wouldn't. The Wandering Script was a reference to Roland, that he might be being used again to take on a mission, which you would know that's a pretty big deal.
Seeing that he's a high bard, yeah.
And also the fact that he's been in the capital for a very long time and hasn't budged. But I was told by him that I needed to let you know that he wants to see all of you, all the members of the Solaires, in this room. I assume probably your gator friend will probably be left off that list. By the way, did you see how huge he is? He's fucking gigantic. Rarely even seen a gator, let alone a gator person. But rarely seen a gator, yet alone seen a lizard. God, it's terrifying.
Well, his teeth are just for show. Make that polish.
Storm, stop clawing my carpet, goddammit. Sorry.
Keep climbing the carpet.
Yeah, she's
Language.
she doesn't like the fact that my closet door is closed, so she's clawing the carpet, and now there's a little bit of carpet damage popping up, and I'm just like, so she keeps this up, I'm gonna be setting up duct tape right next to it. She's not gonna like it.
Sorry, while we're off topic, I keep on muting everything. How tall is Fieldman?
Fieldman is about, oh gosh, I'd have to double check his height. But as I think when me and Abby designed him,
I thought you said that last time we talked about this, he was 6 foot something.
Yeah, he's between 6'5", 6'7".
6'7".
Belrive is that not much shorter.
But he's not. That's the problem, is that he's also like a big girthy gator folk.
He's also a crocodile.
Yeah.
He may be only 6'7" or whatever, but he's
like
got
half.
a whatever, like 16-inch wide chest or whatever.
Yeah, he's fucking huge. Basically, I think the best way to like get an accurate size comparison is, if you think of that alligator from The Princess and the Frog that was walking around playing jazz, picture him as a photorealistic gator folk wearing plate armor
And less fat.
Here, I got a photo comparison. Just found one. Something. Hold on, it's sending right now. Something like that, kinda. Something along those lines.
Sure. It's big as a barn. Hold on.
Alright. And we're done joking about large crocodile people. Carry on.
Absolutely. Totally done. Oh, 1 second. Totally done. Say. Yeah, that's a more accurate picture of what he looks like. Except for instead of wearing like the like a little bit of scale, yeah. So yeah, like a barn, yeah. Except for instead of like the scales and the shell on his shoulder, picture full plate armor, carrying a fucking carrying Zabuza's weapon. Get the hell out of here! Hold on. No, go away. Hold on, I gotta get rid of this. How do I get rid of you?
It looks more like this.
Can I just... How do I make this just never appear again?
I don't know what this is, so I don't know.
Apparently... No, go away. There we go. Made it disappear. Jesus criminy. Okay, so what happens apparently with my computer is that at random intervals it'll just pull up this little news bar that gives me all the local news, and I fucking hate it, and I can't make it go away. Like, I can't make it stop from just popping up randomly. So, which, like, when I'm streaming, all of a sudden it's like, did you hear about did you hear about what's happening in the Supreme Court? Or what's happening in the Senate or the House? It's like, frankly, when I'm streaming, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the best way that I've found to get rid of it is click on where it tells you the weather, if you're using Windows 10.
Fair. About to say, I'll have to remember that then. Because it's just like, oh my god, when it comes up, all I want to do is just like, why is this here? Like, why does it pop up? It makes no sense. Moving on!
Oh my god. I'm gonna sort of look around. Can we go to a place where no other bards can watch? Bim, Nako, you guys can come too. I want to show him some stuff.
You watch as Bimp and Knackle stand up. Absolutely. I don't apologize. I guess I never properly introduced myself. My name is Bimp Naughton. And you watch as Kevlar just shakes her hand, just kind of very politely. And I am Knackle. A pleasure to meet you. A Warforged. Making friends in weird places, Blue, as always.
Well, these are actually the first two people that were in my group.
Interesting. But, of course, Blue, if you want to show me some of your musical prowess, well, why didn't you say so? Come along, let's go to one of our musician rooms, obviously reserved for yours truly. You watch as you guys start walking, you just hear him whisper to you, without even moving his lips. You just hear in your ear, you know what they say. Best let them think what they think.
Just keep walking.
All right. It doesn't. Go ahead.
I'm going to pull out my conductor stick. Prepare that.
All right. It doesn't take you very long to get to you would know is one of the private practice rooms. These are the rooms that like tutors can bring students to like practice certain things. And you watch as he closes the door and locks it. You watch as he goes, "Hold on a moment." And you watch as he snaps his fingers, and you watch as his eyes change colors. All right, we are alone now.
All right.
Just wanted to make sure after everything, how are you actually holding up, Blue?
To be honest, not too good. We've seen a lot of stuff on our adventures, made some friends, and
lost some people along the way, I see.
I'm kind of looking for one right now.
Oh?
I've been entrusted. Trust my life with this. I'm going to pull out Roland's spellbook.
You mean, Solomon's?
Solomon's, not Roland's. Close enough. They're both good bards.
You watch as Kevlar's eyes widen. How did you get one of these?
It's a man. The former head of the College of Valor trusted me with it.
Would you mind if I take a look?
Instead, I do not mind. Just, I can't have it go too far away.
Which I could basically you would know. I assume you would know this. Basically, like picture this room as more along the lines of like just kind of an open area where it's very easy for like acoustics to like bounce and actually be heard properly. But this room is also filled to the brim with like certain. It's filled to the brim with like certain. It's very specific furniture. Furniture that isn't going to hinder sound waves. And you watch as like he kind of takes you over to this like very lean table, like super thin. Like honestly, if you put one of your platters of food, you would be worried it would fall over. But as soon as he sets the book down, you kind of again you are reminded of like, oh, this is what they used to use for like holding sheet music and all this stuff while practicing. You watch as he kind of starts looking through this, and he is actually going to roll an investigation check. And he is actually going to roll with advantage because he has an item for this. Nice. Very interesting. I could definitely tell you weren't pulling my leg anymore. This is a bit worrisome. You watch as he flips through the pages until he gets to one of them. Blue.
Hey,
Have you never looked through this entire book?
I've tried, but most of the pages I look at, I can't see.
To say, you have a good night, Wilf. I appreciate you popping in. But I say, you watch as he opens up like the last page of the book, and you watch as he kind of creases, like he shows you a crease on one of the pages, and you watch as he flips it. Have you never looked through here?
No.
You watch as he. Do you have a spell that allows you to detect magic?
Yes.
I want you to cast it.
Ritual cast or normal?
Normal. You're all going to get some rest, so it's okay.
Alright. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
As you do, you once again see some like the similar things in this room. Basically, you see that there are some incantations to help with music for music fluidity, so that way, like these rooms are proper practice rooms. You look at this book, and this book is filled to the brim with magic. But you do notice something that Kevlar points out. On the very last page, there's a section creased, and as you move it, you see a trace of divination. This is a tracking sigil. I assume that Solomon created this in case someone tried to steal his book. However, if what you said is true about what's going on with Solomon, that group could be using this to track you. You watch as he just waves. You watch as he just waves his hand over it. And for you, my friend, I can't allow that to happen. And I have to roll something for him. Oh, yeah, easily done. You watch as he snaps his fingers, and you watch as, kind of like, what would be the best way to do it? Kind of like Korra, kind of like Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. You watch as like the liquid of the ink just gets pulled off, and eventually just dissipates. Don't worry, the book is fine. It still has all of its contents. However, I just removed that sigil. Be a little bit more careful with spells, with stuff like this. You never know. Better say, if Solomon has turned to the other side, I'd rather one of my beloved friends doesn't get hurt in the process.
Well, the whole thing I've been trying to do is find out. Blue's gonna open up his own journal, aka I've left to my notes.
Okay. The thing is, you guys are about to see just the kind of person Kevlar is.
Kevlar, I have a question for you.
Absolutely. What would you like to know?
I've been looking for the answer to this anywhere I could find it, but I haven't been answered it. Only gotten more loops I need to go through.
All right.
Do you know of a place called Zelatar?
Zelatar. What can you tell me about it?
I can't tell much. All I know is when Solomon got taken, Zelatar, I asked a magical item that could tell me any truth. I asked it where Solomon was, and it said Zelatar. And everywhere I look, that place seems to be buried as deep as it can. Not even the heads of the Thieves Guild knew where it was.
You watch as he gives a few looks around, and you watch as his eyes, still radiating a different color, he looks up. Well, Blue, I wish I could be of more help on this kind of situation. It can be... The lore like this can be quite convoluted and quite difficult. Honestly, you need to be careful when you live in a fantasy. I need you to roll an insight check.
Alright.
What'd you get?
22.
You watch as you're reading his movements. You just see very subtle signs of his fingers and his head. You watch as his eyes kind of flick upwards a bit. As he's like kind of giving you a jut to like look up.
I look up.
You still have your detect magic on because it lasts an hour. You see a sphere. Like almost like a sphere of white light. And you see a sigil on it. Representing divination. You see, Blue, when it comes to books like this, you can't believe the things that it tells you. It can be quite difficult. I mean, lore is very easy to get convoluted and misconstrued. Why do you think it gives us bards a bad name? As he gives you a wink. In fact, it could cause our reputation to disappear, just like that. And you watch as the sphere disappears. You see what I'm talking about? The sigil's gone, so immediately they tried to scry on where it came from, where the last point of that book was. Whatever this group is, I assume that they know who you are.
Probably quite well.
You see Bimp is actually just kind of looking at this guy, like, kind of weirdly. Just kind of like, who the hell are you?
Yeah. Kevlar. He was my friend when I was in the College of Lore, and he may look a bit crazy to some, but he is a jester. He's one of the smartest people you meet, though.
Well, let's just say that in my line of work, intelligence and knowing when to keep your mouth shut and being the most inconspicuous person in the room comes quite in handy. I mean, I didn't get my position by just being some laughing imbecile. I'm actually a lot smarter than most people let on, and frankly, I prefer the world to see me as a jester. I mean, who would suspect a fool? But to answer your question, Blue, before you leave here, there's always some books I recommend, but there's one particular book that you might be interested in that would be quite useful to you. You can actually find it in the library. In fact, I'll make sure that it's in specific in our usual spot for you to get it.
Thank you.
Not a problem. It just know that the book is known as I actually gotta pull up my notes for the proper name for this book because it actually has some significance. Here it is. Just remember that it's known as... just check out this book called Symphony of Lore. I know that it could be very droll and go through some pretty, let's just say quaint information. But, just look for the markers in there. You might find something interesting. But either way, I obviously should be off and to make sure that everything is okay inside of the college. In the meantime, Blue, and I know you're bad at this, you should go get cleaned up and get some rest, you moron. Unless you look like the jester rather than me.
I like being clean, but it takes quite a bit of time. Do it in bed.
Absolutely. And you watch as he opens the door and he watches before he closes it. It's really good to see you, Blue.
It's good to see you too. It's good to be alive.
And you watch as he lets go of the door and it closes. And now you are alone with Bimp and Knackle. Who the hell is that person? He's a lot more, eccentric than I expected to be a friend of yours, Blue.
Well, when we were talking a bit ago, I said you like one of my friends named Kevlar.
He seems to be a bit more, what would be the best way to put it? He seems to be a lot more double personalitied.
Well, that's one of the best ways for a spy. One hand, he's a jester. The other hand, he's...
the most dangerous weapon.
He's great.
Well, if what he said is correct, and we are to meet this Roland character,
That's my mentor.
then we best get some sleep. My power is still very strong, but I assume for any of you that were in that room with the dragon, sorry about that. Sorry about that, by the way. I just wanted to make sure that if the people were in danger, we could protect them.
It's okay. You did your job well. We handled it.
Same time, I hope the next time something like that happens, I could be in there to assist you guys.
I hope that too. We've been getting separated too much recently.
Indeed. However, I assume my mother is going to be here for quite some time, so I want to make sure that she actually gets some rest and actually eats something. And then I too am going to get cleaned up. We've been all over the place lately.
Well, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna look in my bag. I have something you could give her. I know she was a big fan of like fruity, sweet alcohol. So I'm gonna get a small bottle and I'm going to pour
Pour what? Pour what?
get
You're breaking up real bad, Tiny.
Indeed.
Oof. Just static is all I'm hearing from you, Tiny.
Same.
That's because I wasn't talking.
Okay, okay, there we go.
I'm getting something in my inventory.
Ah.
Pretty confident I know what it is, but I want to see how well your notes are.
I'm going to pour in this little bottle pretty much a shot. Well, not even a shot. Just one use for my flask of Sweet Valor.
All right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure she would appreciate it.
Right. You guys go check on her and the others.
Right.
I'm gonna stay in here for a bit and practice.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, I will let Kazir and Karik know.
Good. They'll need to be there.
All right. And you are... Go ahead.
If Roland is involved in anything, that means stuff's about to go down even worse than before.
Indeed. I will make sure to pass this information on. Just make sure you get cleaned up. You look like you've been half frozen. Do you watch as she smiles?
How's the others? I didn't get a stretch. I actually didn't take any damage.
I know. I know. About to say, but that's the joke that Bimp wants to lay on you, so that's what she does.
Alright.
And you watch as Bimp and Knackle both walk out of the room, leaving you alone. Do you play your instrument?
Well, first off, I'm gonna check through the book, see if there's any new pages open now that I've gotten higher in Bard.
There actually are, and I will DM them to you later, and you can decide which
Alright.
one you want to take.
Well, I get them all, but I can prepare them.
I know, but
Please.
but you
now.
exactly you only get access to a certain number, and you have to prepare them before you can use them.
And then I play.
Absolutely.
I'm going to give an enhanced ability.
Just gonna cheat to give yourself a better performance.
Hey, it's not cheating. It's using my
That is true. That is true.
stuff to the best ability. Blue, why do you have to do this all alone? 32.
You give the ultimate and best concert you've ever given to yourself.
To myself.
And I will say for the sake of brevity, because otherwise, like, doing the whole spy game thing could take a while. You all do get informed of what Kevlar told Blue. Kazir, as Bimp comes in to check on her mom to make sure she's doing okay, she does let you know, you and Karik know, that all the members of the Solaris are to meet up. Yeah, meet up at the banquet hall to talk about things and be informed of all the stuff that's going on.
I want to see the mom's reaction to the Sweet Valor.
About to say, well, you're not in the room, so you don't know.
I'm not in the room.
But yeah, so because you guys can unmute essentially because you are.
Oh,
You are.
forgot to-
Oh no, it's all good. It's all
thought I
good.
was mute.
It's all good. Just basically, she lets you know that everyone's meeting up after the college students go to sleep in the banquet hall to discuss.
Yeah,
And
Kazir
go
kind
ahead.
of begrudgingly agrees.
And
I
also,
mean, he,
oh, go
yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry.
never mind.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
And Belwraith, you are informed while in the bath by Knackle that everyone's meeting up in the banquet hall to be told by a higher up official what's going on. And
What's the wording of it, out of curiosity?
the wording?
Yeah.
Essentially, Knackle is not exactly good at like being deception, like seeding things with deceit. So he basically just tells you that your friends want to meet at the banquet hall after everyone else goes to bed to talk about things.
Alright. Because if he said specifically the Solaires, he wouldn't show up.
Okay.
I don't know, that's just why I asked.
I know. But basically, he's just saying that everyone, all of Blue's friends, essentially. And with that being said, I assume everybody takes their time and actually cleans up, actually takes some time to rest up a bit. It is still pretty early in the day, so if you guys wanted to actually get a long rest in to regain spells and all that stuff, you certainly could.
Yes.
Yeah, seems
Yeah,
like
probably.
thing Kazir would do.
I'm about to say, because a long rest counts as sleep, but also just a couple hours of light activity. So even if Belwraith, you want to count your light activity as like bathing, getting cleaned up, and actually like making sure your stuff is clean properly, I would allow that.
I think, rules as written, he'd probably only be able for a short rest, though.
I would allow a longer since you guys are actually like in a very protective area, and you actually have the capability to catch some sleep, which by the way for you guys feels absolutely amazing to actually get some sleep and not in a place where you're like, fuck, are we gonna get attacked?
Like, you're half awake the entire time.
Yeah, pretty much where like you are like half living in
Yeah.
fear that someone is going to stab you, but it's like you're actually in a safe place.
Exactly.
Blue, for you in particular, this is probably the soundest sleep you've gotten in a very long time.
Oh.
Blue is just being watched by a glowing white rune eyeball. He's not exactly comfy.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. He wouldn't be comfortable after seeing something like that and realizing he's been tracked this whole time.
Yeah.
Well, not this whole time, but
He's fine. Just act like it doesn't bother you. Then it won't come.
But you would also know that the rooms that you guys are in are also designed specifically for divination magic to stay out. Remember, the rooms you guys are staying in are the ones that like guest dignitaries and stuff can stay in.
good point.
So,
Can't be tracked.
can't be tracked, can't be scried, can't be nothing. Those rooms are literally designed to keep people's eyes out. So, in all honesty, this is actually the closest to actual like sound sleep Blue is gonna get in a long time. If we're,
Oh, I don't like that future tense.
oh, what are you talking? I didn't say any future tense. I was just
You
saying.
said will get.
Oh, what? You're Stray. You're taking me out of context. Obviously.
Oh
I
god.
don't trust him. I don't trust him at all.
What, guys? Come on! I'm your pal. I'm your friend.
You are not my friend. You are my DM.
What? Who say those are mutually exclusive?
You're both God and Satan.
Look, you are my friend out of D&D, but in D&D, you are my DM or you are a player, neither of which I trust.
You know what? That's
Players
fair.
are kind of trustworthy.
No, they're
DM,
not.
you have no idea.
I mean, I guess
I
that's
have
fair.
been deceived by players.
I guess
point.
that's fair. I guess I am the righteous hand of God, but also the devil that you forgot. That's fair.
Oh, that's
Nice.
lyrics from a song.
Yes, it is.
I hadn't heard that in a long time.
It's a good song too.
Yeah.
But I say
I guarantee.
I was on TikTok last week and I found that exact video. It is of a DM. Like all the players are like, "What have we done?" And then turning to the DM, who's just like a woman smiling. And then the moment it switches to the devil, you forgot. It's like she kind of tilts her head. Some of her teeth get sharp, and it's like it's very fitting. It's very fitting. But anyways, for the sake of brevity. For the sake of brevity, you guys do get cleaned up. You guys actually get your equipment kind of clean. Actually get cleaned up. Obviously, I assume you guys keep all your important stuff to yourself, but like armor and that stuff, like a lot of the new students actually are asked to clean your armor. Blue, you would know that this is something that the college does to remind bards to be humble around people that have more experience than them.
Yeah.
Belrith would not allow that.
That is fair. That is so you prefer to
He
clean.
wants to clean his own armor. He hasn't done it in a
That is completely fair. The option is there for those who want to have it clean for them. Essentially, these new students are basically just cleaning all your mundane items, just to get some practice in.
I think this year would let them.
Yeah, basically just to again remind these bards to be humble. It's very easy for them to become hot-headed and not care.
Cocky.
Yeah.
Prideful, yada yada yada.
Again, looking at you, Blue, you are someone who would know how it feels to have to do this. Sometimes it was fine. Sometimes it was fine. Sometimes it fucking sucked. But that being said, your guys' items are cleaned, or you take the time to clean them yourselves. You yourself get cleaned up. You guys actually get some rest. You guys are back to full health. You guys have your spell slots back. And it is around this time that the sun is actually starting to go down. And the moon is starting to rise.
What? I have bad feelings.
The students are starting to head off to their dormitories for sleep. You notice that there are a lot of kids. Like, not even like kids, but more like teenagers. About to say, kind of Harry Potter style, taken to certain dormitories and gotten ready because obviously they are in the middle of like the worst parts of their education. Lots of tests. Yeah. And as a bard, it's worse because it's basically like music theory.
Well, for help, I'm gonna help a bit. I'm going to do unearthly course, and I'm gonna play like a sleep song.
You gotta play them a sleep song?
I'm gonna play him a sleep song. With unearthly course, so it's everywhere.
Alright. About to say, roll a performance check for that, just for funsies.
With unearthly course, I get advantage. 31. Alright. So basically, you just send out those vibes. You send out those vibes, Blue. You just kind of give all these students a reminder of why their studies are important, because you never know when you're gonna get to the position you're in. Out of game, reaching level 10.
Oh, we're leveling up. Level 11?
No. Nice try.
I can't wait to get to level 11, though.
God, we haven't leveled up.
Yeah, you guys have leveled up forever. I mean, it's been like what, a whole session?
Yeah. Like, that
No,
level
yeah.
has to be coming soon. You
Ah,
know?
dang.
But I can't wait to become a level 9 rogue.
Power beyond power.
Exactly.
I forgot that you're a multi-class.
Hey,
Yeah,
man.
I don't get to use
Two
my
levels down, my buddy.
I don't get to use my warlock stuff very often.
But when you do, especially now with some of those abilities you have now,
Oh yeah.
the moment they come in handy, boy howdy, are they gonna come in handy. Since you
Definitely gonna use the hex a lot more.
I was about to say, and now considering the fact you have access to Eldritch invocations,
Yeah.
But either way, Hicks. Anyways, getting back into this, the time comes. Do you guys all head over to the banquet hall?
Yep. Once
Yep.
my spell runs out.
Yes, I assume that it will. But as soon as it does, you head over to the banquet hall.
Yeah.
About to say, Belwraith, you head to the banquet hall.
Yep.
Armored or unarmored?
Unarmored.
Unarmored? Okay. So, more casual wear.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I was just asking. I'm just more asking for, like, did you, like, take the time to put all your armor back on, or are you choosing to just leave the armor off and have a discussion?
Yeah, he's leaving the armor off.
Okie dokie. And more commoner clothes, or more of your,
A little bit fancy, but not like priest clothes.
Okie dokie.
Like Sunday best.
Absolutely.
Fair.
I pick up what you're throwing down. About to say, the rest of the party, I assume, meets up. Kazir, I'm gonna ask this of you. Did you take the time to, head to the baths or anything like that, or did you just completely stay by Fieldman the entire time?
I think Kazir would bathe because he'd know that if he was dirty, it would cause problems. I think.
Yeah, I would say if you wanted to, you and Kark could just have made the pact to switch off, so each of you could use the bath.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, just throwing that out there retroactively, just giving you the opportunity to.
No, thank you. That's a good idea.
Absolutely.
That seems like something Kazir would agree with, definitely.
And would Kazir be wearing his armor, or would he choose to leave his armor off right now?
I feel like he would wear his armor.
Which is fair. But to say it's leather armor, it's not like it's like too heavy or inconspicuous. It's comfortable.
Actually, could I say he wears his fancier clothes over the leather armor?
Yeah, I mean, even if you wanted to make it so that the fancier clothes kind of stick out from your armor, I would allow that as well.
Yeah.
Give your armor a little pizzazz.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he kind of suspects something might be going on, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. Hey.
So he'd want to hide that he's wearing armor.
Okay, fair enough. About to say, I'm not here to trick you guys. I'm just asking questions. That's all.
I know. But I mean, I'm just saying that Kazir would be, because meeting in the middle of the night.
Absolutely. So with that being said, all of you kind of meet up, and you are now currently inside of the banquet hall. But now it's a bit different. You see now that like the food's been cleaned up. You watch as it's all been kind of like, basically the room's been rearranged. This now looks more like the banquet hall turned back into like a performing stage, essentially. Like, this is where like a bunch of students could be sitting up, like high up into the roofs, like with all the seats and everything, and be staring down at one person performing. And it's
just terrifying.
It's kind of eerily quiet, is what it is. It's kind of unsettling. And you watch as you guys show up. You see Kevlar is in the room, but you see he's the only thing glowing in this room. His hair, his like fiery reddish hair. You watch as it kind of flickers a little bit, and you see that it's actually like kind of lit ablaze a little bit. Good to see that you all can make it.
Reading.
Every single one of you is here, with the exception of Fieldman, and Kazir, your mind was put at ease when not only did a couple of clerics offer to stay near him at all times, but also a couple paladins offered to stay close to him.
Ooh, cool.
In case he turned into a zombie.
You never know. About to say, they all must fear their might, especially when they lift their sword and cast smite.
Yeah.
Either way.
A zombie?
That's fair.
I'm gonna kind of
First
bend
time
down
a zombie
to
is a zombie crocodile.
Zombie crocodile. You gotta admit though, that'd be the scariest zombie villain ever.
Oh God, hell yeah.
I'm gonna bend down to Bimp and whisper, did your mom try the alcohol?
Yes, and let's just say I've never seen her more jittery.
I could picture that.
At least she has energy.
Indeed, I appreciate that, Blue. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alright.
Well, either way, I guess obviously you're not here to see me with, even no matter how fabulous I am. You are here to see someone else. And you watch as his eyes change colors again. All right. The dome is up. Roland, you can come up now. You guys watch as this individual comes out. Blue, it has been a while since you've seen Roland. And, he definitely, his age is basically now starting to show a little bit more. As you can see, this individual who looks like he's in, probably is like his, kind of like his mid 40s at this point. Like, he's not old, but he's definitely, his age is starting to show.
Getting there.
Yeah, you can see, a little tufts of gray.
Middle-aged.
Yeah, not quite middle-aged, but, tufts of gray.
Still getting there.
Yeah, little tufts of gray in his brown. You can see that he, Blue, you can see now he's kind of rocking the, he's rocking, a little bit of a goatee look going on right now.
Oh my god, Roland got old.
He watches but you see that he's dressed in these very nice very nice leather armor, essentially, with a kind of a overcloak that Blue, you've seen him wear on special occasions. You get a sense that he recently must have came from the king. Probably didn't even change his clothes at this point.
It's for
Kevlar did
us.
say he had a meeting with the king.
Yep, and so he's wearing basically these royal navy blue cloak with little splotches of purple. And you watch as he looks at you all. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to finally make your acquaintances. And of course, it's good to see you again, Blue. It's been too long.
Yeah. Never responded to my letter.
Apologies, after speaking with, a wild card, she figured it'd be best if I spoke to you in person. Either way, it has been a very treacherous time. I have been informed by Lord Marklehay and your Majesty about the situation. And I wanted to address all of you about what is happening and what is going to happen. And don't worry, this room is protected. We are in an anti-scrying field. No one else can hear us.
Good.
Alright.
So, my question for you all is, would you like to hear the good news or the bad news first?
Bad news.
Bad news first, probably.
The king is still insistent on not getting involved in this situation with the broken skull.
Of course.
He seems more focused on doubling the defenses of the capital and making sure our military forces are reinforced.
He's protecting himself.
Coward.
Not to mention, he is actually requesting an audience with the group that saved Pegland.
Oh boy.
But, of course, because it is your Majesty, it will not be on normal terms. He needs to investigate and make sure all is good amongst every person that has come through here, and he needs to get witness statements from your group. Therefore, the Solaires under the law of His Majesty, the King of Atharia, the Solaires are not to leave the capital for 1 week, 7 days. And if any member or member adjacent that has been involved in the Peglin saving leaves early, under your Majesty, his eyes roll. There will be a massive bounty on any of the Solaires or adjacent members that try to leave. And the bounty will be 50,000 gold pieces per head.
Man.
So I would ask personal favor, would ask that none of you leave until the week is past.
At least he puts us in higher regard than the Empire did. They were 10,000.
Now that's just insulting.
That.
For the amount of trouble we caused, that's insulting.
Well, either way, unfortunately, any person involved in the saving of Pegland, and all your names and all your names and your faces have been documented by the survivors. If any of you in this room leave within the next week before this meeting, you will be tried as a criminal.
I wanted to go to Elnoric. What?
You watch as he stiffens at you mentioning that. There'll be plenty of time to head to Alnwick. For this week, unfortunately, that will not be available. But anyways, moving on. But of course, the king couldn't have a simple meeting amongst you and him. You have been cordially invited by the King of Atharia to attend this year's. You watch as again Roland just kind of rolls his eyes. the grand ball of Westray.
Oh God.
Yeah, Blue. You again don't. If anybody else wants to roll a history check, you certainly can.
Sure, I will.
Blue, I don't need to. You don't even need to roll for this. I will. I can tell you.
6. Oh wait, 7. I forgot my history was 1.
I feel like Belwraith would know what this is. Right?
Belwraith could roll with advantage.
I'll take
He
that.
has a general idea.
Well, Belwraith does not get why everyone's upset. That's gonna be a 24.
Okay, so for starters, because you're not from Atharia, this kind of goes over your head. You're like, what is everyone talking about? Like, what's wrong with the ball? Like but I say in Uskar they have festivals and stuff, and those are pretty fun.
Well, I think because you would kind of get that any ball with the king involved would be
Stressful.
probably stressful, yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Especially with Kazir disliking the king because slavery.
yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's also that same feeling of like, I don't get why everyone's like that stressed about the ball. Can't be that bad.
Yeah, I get you.
But I say, but for you, Belwraith, and for you, Blue, and because you rolled over a 20, Belwraith, you'd get the whole spiel. So you guys would know that this is the ball is kind of cheesy. It's a bit over the top and unnecessary. So the king, and this ball has been a thing for before, like the prior king the prior king of Atharia was in charge. Essentially, this ball was designed for a lot of higher ups to just kind of schmooze each other and kind of like exchange business cards, like talk politics, and overall kind of be arrogant assholes that throw their weight around. The king personally still loves doing this because he still feels like he absolutely can top anyone else. But I say, for you, Belwraith, you would particularly know this because this is one of the few times you ever see anybody higher up in the church leave. It's typically very rare to see any of the cardinals leave the church. It's one of the few times when a cardinal or two would actually come to represent the church and kind of throw the political weight there.
Yeah.
Not the Arcardinal never leaves, but is
No, so it's not gonna be the Art Cardinal. It's
No.
gonna be one of the sent me. I mean, someone that I know.
someone you know. But and then for you, Tiny, for you, Blue specifically, better say you would know that a lot of higher bards try to claim it's one of the greatest privileges to be one of the performing bards at this ball. But the truth is, it actually kind of sucks. It's very much, you don't get to play what you want. You don't get to have fun and get experimental or creative. This is very much like they force you to play those classics that you kind of hated performing. And not even like the good compositions. I'm talking like, if I had to make an example, it's kind of like playing one of like Bach's more like pretentious pieces rather than one of his more fun pieces. Or play instead of playing like Beethoven's like Fifth Symphony, it's like playing one of his other like less fun symphonies. It's a lot more about technique and like showing off that, hey, I'm really good at this, than actually having fun and giving a good performance.
At least with Blue's conductor stick, he could do the entire band by himself.
True.
Pretty much. But it's one of like the most pretentious things. It's as much as it sounds glamorous, it's really not. However, it is also one of the few times all the barons are in the same place.
Okay, so we all have some backstory to be doing.
I get to give the Baron a high five.
It's true. But so you guys might be able to see Baron Nejak again.
Ooh.
Considering the fact that he is one of the barons that would be invited.
There. That's good.
We'll see Baron Nejak. Baron Nejak told all the other barons we were really cool. This is gonna be great.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You watch.
Everyone knows us for only good stuff.
Yes, only good stuff. You
Only
watch.
good stuff.
You watch as he gives you. You watch as Roland's demeanor doesn't really change. I will also be attending, and I will have my wild card at my side, as she was requested for added security when it comes to magic.
I just love how you call her the wild card.
Again, you see him just not even a look. He watches. He like strictly looks away. Look, I can't go into details. However, Blue, a certain vulture will also be there.
Oh,
I don't like the sound of that.
Well, you
Good.
know how he is. Any chance to throw political weight around.
that's gonna be
Awkward. Believe me.
awkward is something you wouldn't say when
Well,
you talked to him. It was oversending.
meeting someone's ex-husband under these terms is going to be very awkward, if you know what I mean.
I'll try to have fun with it.
Absolutely. I doubt you'll have any issues, but just a forewarning. And he turns over to you, Kazir. You, I apologize. Would you happen to be from Uskar?
Yes, I am.
I always want to make sure because there are some companies that actually have made a living here in Atharia, and I don't want to assume.
I understand.
A important figurehead from your country is actually going to be here as well. Unfortunately, my knowledge on the political climate is a bit awkward, but an individual known as the Main is going to be there.
Kazir's eyes kind of widen it.
It's quite the big deal considering he's your king.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking it might be some kind of, middle guy, but like the head.
Yes, my lore on Uskar is a bit limited, unfortunately. I was more practiced in some of the other continents. I assume that is a huge figurehead from your country.
He is essentially the king.
Ooh, that's a bit awkward. That would also explain why his entourage is coming as well.
Yeah.
Which, Kazir, you don't even need a roll for that. The main, if he ever leaves the country, he's flanked by, like, your guys' greatest soldiers, and
Oh yeah.
they would never let him go by himself. Are you kidding me?
Completely understandable. I mean, basically, any king in this situation would have high-quality guards around him.
But in Uskar's case, I'm talking, like, he would take one of each of the greatest in each of their fields to be his assistant.
Oh.
If that makes sense. In a player standpoint, picture one of the best of each class is essentially accompanying him.
Yeah, exactly. I get you.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no. If I went into detail about the political climate of how Uskar works and how there are assassins for the main because from like third parties, especially because Uskar's been a thorn in the sides of certain groups, especially in the Exeter Desert. But to say, assassins are a thing.
Yeah.
And considering you guys had a very small taste of the Exeter Desert, you could understand why Uskar's security is very tight.
Well, our small taste was absolutely slaughtering a guy and making.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you can see that they.
Bring that guy.
Yeah, but you saw the kind of creatures that are there.
True.
You can only imagine.
Yeah.
He was chill.
But yeah,
Fair. But anyways.
I wanted to get him drunk.
as soon as I heard a member of the Solaires,
Correct.
Yeah.
one of the members was a tabaxi, I wanted to make sure that I was getting my information correct.
I understand.
But figured it would be worth mentioning to be careful. Apparently someone has stolen some of his wine.
Kazir chuckles.
But I say I don't think I need to tell you guys, but in your trial of shadows, you remember a particular wine barrel that was not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that could help because we know who did it. So.
Hmm.
I want to call him Drow, but I'm not sure if that's
That is correct. That is correct.
Cool.
They are drow.
Hey, Kazir, want to start a war?
Well,
it would be good diversion.
I would recommend not doing that
Jokes.
here.
Don't worry.
Well,
Not yet,
It would,
at least.
it would be Uskar against the Underdark. So.
Oh yeah, true.
A matron mother stole it.
Interesting. It would be fitting, considering the Underdark attacks recently.
Oh wait, we killed the Queen of the Underdark, didn't we?
At least
Well,
one.
killed that.
Oh, one of the
matron.
queen.
You killed one of the matron mothers,
Oh.
that's for sure. The queen, you would assume, it'd probably be a lot more terrifying and a lot more dangerous.
Guess you're right now. She's like a lady of.
Hey, but don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You guys did kill a matron mother. That is still a big
Yeah.
deal.
We killed Karg's ex.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The one that Kark was supposed to marry.
We killed Kartz.
But
Anyways.
anyways, and one other bit of bad news in case you are curious. But I warn you all to keep your cool. Supposedly at this ball, a representative of the Broken Skull is supposed to attend. And you watch as he closes his eyes, and even with his eyes closed, you almost see like the light of the magic from his eyes like flicker through the eyelids. as an invited guest.
Any clue who?
If my contacts are correct, he's a sweet talker. He calls himself Lord Malden.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Rat.
Last time we talked, he tried to do a spell that, one of my friends called Finger of Death at me.
Well,
So this is gonna be fun.
well, he's not going to be able to do that here, and he'd be wise not to do that in the king's presence.
He is insane.
Fair, but still, it seems the man is smart enough not to get too reckless. Either way,
Out of curiosity, do you have a full guest list, or?
I do, but nothing that I could take with me. Is there someone in particular?
I'm curious if anyone from the church is coming. The Church of Tyr.
He's gonna roll a intelligence check just to see if he can.
Bardic inspiration.
I didn't. I can't, but I'll try.
I rolled a d12. That's.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Actually, there are 2 representatives that are going to be there.
Oh.
2 of cardinal positions, anyways.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second. That's holy words. Oh shit, yeah, it's in Cardinals.
I was about to say, you might want to pull up your notes for this one. I haven't sent you this list yet, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's alright.
I meant to do it, but I've been very busy. I at least got you in that
I'm
other
gonna write
list.
it down because our DMs is effectively my notebook.
That's fair. That is absolutely fair. All right, hold on 1 second. I gotta pull up my list here.
Yep. No issue.
According to this, it is appears to be an older cardinal. His name, Godric. If I remember correctly, he's attended before. Which, for you, Balwraith, I will say for the sake of brevity, because you would know this. Yeah, Godric is probably the oldest cardinal. He's been around for a long. He's been around for a long time. He's kind of pretentious. Seems like a good guy. He never really did anything bad, but also he never really goes anywhere. He only attends these like political functions and everything, spreading the good word of Tyr.
He's boring.
He's an old man in the church. That's. I mean, half of them are like. Whatever.
He's a boring old man.
This is going to be interesting.
And the other?
A cardinal, an elvish woman named Dathana. She apparently is a cardinal that recently promoted.
Oh. Alright.
I don't know much. I hope that will be helpful. Which I will say this: Belwraith would not know that this person became a cardinal, because since this is a recent development. However, I don't think I need to tell you, Wanderer, who that is.
Yeah, I just sent the note.
Is that his sister?
No.
No, his sister is Yuffie?
I love that parentheses next to it.
Yeah, his sister is Yuffie.
Yeah.
I need to ask him about his family. I haven't done that.
You can. You may not get a response.
Air.
I'll shake a response out of you.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. Alright. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. I do hope that this will be helpful to you. At least allow you to prepare in case you are on bad footings with any of them.
Oh, that I am.
Are weapons allowed?
Unfortunately, weapons are prohibited. And
Then
you are allowed to carry your instrument, Blue. However, you would know that there are magical charms that make them ineffective.
I know. I wasn't planning on using.
I apologize. I need to go speak with someone, man. Am I? Is this all?
Allow me to. Well, I've only given you the bad news. I do have some good news for you all. The good news to start off is that you are free to roam the city as you please. You have access to every ward, with the exception of the Royal Ward, Blue.
What? I didn't do nothing
I'll keep
in
him
the past
close.
few years.
Thank you, thank you, Mr. Belwraith, is it?
Correct.
If I read your file correctly?
I have a file.
Indeed.
With my new spell, I don't think you can keep an eye on me.
Roland raises an eyebrow. You want to bet? Don't forget who taught you most of your tricks.
You could. I don't know if he could.
As long as I have you by the scruff of the neck, you'll be in reach.
But you have access to the rest of the city. Please be careful. The city is quite huge. Which, by the way, out of context, none of you guys have looked outside or decided to look through a window or anything like that. If I had to make a comparison to how big Westray is, just picture Bossing Say from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm.
That's the size of Westray.
Just picture Boston.
Yeah, just picture like Boston or Bossing Say or anything like that. Basically, a similar size essentially. It's fucking huge, essentially. There are 16 wards in the entirety of the city.
The entirety of New York State is one city. Changed my mind.
I am so going to the Royal Ward.
You are a little shit, and I warn you that now. But either way, you have access to any other section of the city, including the magic ward. So please, 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 stay out of trouble, Blue.
Hey, I've gotten a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, you have one of the largest files I've ever had.
Troublemaker.
I think I learned after, nearly getting my vocal cords cut out by orc.
Either way,
Scar's still there. Creepy.
you all have received a reward for what you've done.
Ooh.
Your Royal Majesty, the King of Atharia, had publicly announced that she not only not only did the saviors of Melbourne, but also the people who single-handedly helped save all the people from Pegland from the terror of a white dragon. A group known as the Solaires, you are deemed to have be given a reward, and you watch as he actually pulls out a bag of holding, and you watch as he reaches in, and he handed each of you a bag of coin. You guys all can now put that you each are granted 6,000 gold pieces.
Damn.
Well, when he wants to make a public spectacle of things, He doesn't hold back on the reward, at least. You have access to all of the sections of the city. You have been granted this reward. Officially invited to the ball, the greatest service that a king could do. In the meantime, I do have some good news. Aside from that isn't quote-unquote royal. I have looked into your guys' cases and have found some interesting details. First things first, this terrorist group, the Broken Skull. To put your mind at ease, no one in the capital trusts them. The king absolutely doesn't trust them. But he is, in my opinion, a fool. And he believes that they can be negotiated with.
They can't.
Needless to say, he is not one to shy down from an opportunity like this, and you know that for a fact, Blue. Having lived in the capital, you've seen how he is.
You don't even have to live in the capital to see it.
Very prideful. But I should let you know that none of his royal guards, nor him, trust the Broken Skull. That we are doubling down on security for this, and making sure that anti-magic is a key component. Do I make myself clear?
Yep.
That also means if any of you have any magical abilities, they will be hindered. Please do be careful with that knowledge, lest it get out.
Thank you.
However, prior to going in, if you care to have a item inspected at the party, you can feel free to leave it with a particular guard. He will have fiery red hair. You see,
I'll keep my eyes open.
you see Kevlar kind of off to the side, wiggling his fingers, like, "Aye."
Fair.
A man of all masks.
What can I say? I am the most charming person. But if you wish to leave a single item with him, I can make sure that it is properly inspected, and make sure that it is returned to its
Quotation marks.
and and brought to its proper owner, if things are to go in a how you say, chaotic situation. Because I don't expect this to go well.
Understandable.
However, I do ask one favor. Don't mess with the king. He is particularly spiteful, very prideful, and will make an example of you if he feels that you are in the way.
He may be an idiot, but he is still our king.
Very powerful one at that. Even us at the college know not to mess with him. Power alone is not one thing, but physically on his being is a phenomenally powerful soldier. Either way, if you care to have an item inside of the party, please just pass it on to a particular guard that you will recognize. You can keep it close by in case you need, say, a weapon.
Understood.
Unfortunately, armor and all that must be left behind. You are all to see a royal, what would it be to say, a royal tailor. The king expects you all to come dressed to the nines, if you will.
Not a term I've ever heard.
Oh,
Sorry, trying to be hip with the bards nowadays.
No, I meant that was meant to be out of character.
Oh, dressed to the nines is a older term actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable.
Something our parents or grandparents would have said.
Yeah.
Alright. The people. Make sure we get what we need to guard with the red hair.
And
Okay.
again, Kevlar just kind of moving his fingers like, hello.
Hello.
And
The finger wiggle. Hello.
And most importantly, and I feel this is worth mentioning to each of you, if after the meeting goes well, you will have access to go in any direction you please. You are essentially, and I'm going to be blunt about this since we are an anti-scrying. You are essentially being held hostage in the city, and for that I am very sorry. I apologize that has to be your first meeting in the capital, if this is your first time here. But unfortunately, I don't get a say in this. I did fight for making sure that none of you were held here. I would prefer it so that you could leave as soon as possible. But I figured at least at the chance of an opportunity to gain supplies while you were here, find items that may be useful, and possibly even seek out individuals at this great ball. Exactly. I know that was a real life sneeze, but at the same time.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But this would allow you to maybe take some advantages of some of the people there.
Am I allowed to mess with the vulture, quote unquote?
Yes, but don't make a scene. Last thing you need is a bad image at the king's expense.
I won't make a scene. I'll instead try to show him how good I'm doing. Pretty much.
Fair enough. With that being said, you each have 7 days in the city. Spend them as you will. Take some time to rest and make sure you are well rested for this ball. Do I make myself clear?
Understood.
I understand.
Pop back.
This ball tends to get a bit chaotic from time to time. Blue.
I didn't
Doesn't
do
like you
anything.
much.
No, more like he's dadding him.
I've been good.
I only messed up that once. I could hear Blue say it. God.
Just Blue, just like, look, I let the monkeys out of the zoo one time and you never let it go. So I stole tarts from one of the best chefs in the city, and I
accidentally got into drug deal.
One time. But just be known, all magic enchantments will be dampened. Your spells will be restricted. So, make sure you are prepared if something happens. But in other words, he in not so subtle terms is trying to say save your spell slots.
Yeah.
And basically, he looks to you all and goes, unfortunately, armor is prohibited. And, bless you.
Pardon me.
Under the king's watch, he wants everyone to feel vulnerable, even him. So that there is a understanding. This Malden agreed to the terms, and will not be coming with any weapons nor armor.
I wouldn't trust him.
I don't.
Yeah,
But-
probably something
But
happened.
The king is willing to speak to him. And supposedly he will have 2 allies with him. That's all my informants could get. He is only coming with 3 individuals.
That's not. Oh no.
Oh, Lord.
Malden on his own, mainly magic. If he brings one person that I think he might, this is gonna get nasty.
Even alone for Malden probably is gonna be a trouble.
Well, if they're dampening magic, he's mostly magic.
Good point, but
He is, based on all my reports on him and all that I understand about him, he is quite dangerous, very perceptive, and quite charming, which is why I was asked to go investigate while he is out.
understood.
I was asked to do a reconnaissance mission to what was formerly known as Starlam. Not going into the city itself, but inspecting the magic. However, if any of you wish to get messages out to people while you are here, you certainly can. If you wish to send something, gives you a wink blue, to someone, it cannot be stopped while you are in the city. I know that things are complicated for all of you right now, but I wanted to make sure you are all informed of what is happening. Please be aware and be careful.
I just really hope Malden doesn't bring the traitor here. That would be bad.
If he is as cunning as you claim him to be, he won't. But I doubt that he will bring anybody who is incredibly less powerful to comparison. I am prepared to deal with anything that happens. We have plenty of anti-mages and us musical folk who people tend to underestimate.
Well, not all of them are magic, but I really hope that'll be enough.
Indeed. In the meantime, I wish you all a good night. To get some rest. And Blue, please don't embarrass me at the ball.
I'm fine with you dating her.
At the same time, I'm also dealing with a vulture, and I don't need to deal with him either.
Then I'll try to keep
Wait, is he dating Blue's mom?
Yeah. That's what the wild card is.
Ah,
Yeah, she has to attend
made
because
that connection.
the king made a royal decree to ask him. One more thing. A secret mission, if you will. And a personal request by the royal spy network of the king. Something so secret that even the king doesn't know about this request. He gives you all a very stern eye. If things go south, goes awry, and chaos fills this place, I want you all to leave with your lives. And most importantly, and this is a personal favor from the Royal Spy Network, if things go south, make sure to get Queen Atharia II out. Can I trust you with this?
I like the
With
queen.
my life.
The royal heir, queen of this land, and true descendant needs to be safe at all costs. Agreed.
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 Thank you. You watch as he starts to walk towards the dormitories. Now I need some rest myself. I had to deal with a very fierce argument, and let's say it's a lot more draining than it seems. Kevlar just kind of leans over to you, Blue. That means him and the king, had a fierce, conversation.
That is fair.
That's not fun. Not fun at all.
Look, considering I've been on the end of that conversation.
As soon as
Ooh.
with Roland ends, Belric quickly stands up and heads out.
All right.
You feel free to make insight check.
Goodbye.
But I say anybody can make an insight check if they want to.
I guess I'll make one.
Why not? I'll make an insight check.
He's my buddy.
Hey, good on him. Garnan got an 18.
What is my insight?
There.
Wrong page. Stats.
Blue doesn't know anything. I got a nat 1.
I doubt that the 9 is high enough.
Blue's just pretty much.
Fittingly, but most annoying, Garnan is the only one to figure out that Valwraith is kind of freaking out.
Very fair. It would. I figured I'd roll for a while since he's not here.
Yeah, I feel like Walf would roll in this situation.
Indeed.
Most because he's not here.
Yeah,
Most fittingly. Because Garnan is pretty good with Valwraith.
Garnan's the only one who's been able to really get into Belwraith.
Yeah.
By getting drunk.
We weren't drunk. We were drinking church wine.
Close enough.
But
Hey,
You know-
Fieldman got drunk off of church wine.
it's true.
I've got
Hold on. Hold on. Blue's gonna turn to Kevlar. By the way, that thing I told you back in my last sending, one about, us being brothers, I meant
Yes.
by blood. Like, I'm not joking about that. I found that in the
I've
catalogs.
been aware for a decent amount of time now. But I figured, why spoil this relationship we have?
I treated you like a brother anyways, so it doesn't
Exactly.
change.
And of course, I always treated you like shit, like a proper brother.
That's about right.
Either way, since you seem to be a prisoner here, I feel like we have a lot of catching up to do, Blue.
A lot of alcohol to drink.
A lot of partying to do, scenes to hit, parties to crash. It's been so many years since we've been able to do it. Oh, this is going to be a joyous time.
They locked me up here, so I'm gonna have fun.
Just, and you watch as he just puts an arm around your shoulder. It's party time. The boys are back in town. And with and with everybody struggling with the things they are dealing with, determining how they're going to spend their week, and most importantly, thoughts racing through each of their heads, squirming at what you might see at this party. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Definitely a fair
Which-
place to end it.
Which, speaking of, for each of you, I have a bit of homework for each of you.
Oh.
All of you, including you, Belwraith, have to decide what your characters would be doing for a week inside the city.
Party.
You have access to every single ward except for the royal ward, Blue. So each of you can. So if you guys wanted to go see I wanted to try to find magical items. If you guys wanted to go see like blacksmiths or wanted to go see individuals that might be like particularly useful to them, you certainly can. If you wanted
Can I actually take it up with you right now because it should be public information what I'm doing?
Sure, what's up?
I would like to see a blacksmith about plate armor.
Absolutely, and we could talk, and that is something to talk about. That is something I want each of you to just think about what you want to do, and also not to mention the fact that there are plenty of places to visit inside of Westray. If you need someone to talk to, obviously in character, you could talk to Blue about anything in the city, and he could tell you where to find it. But even if you guys wanted to go see like a park, like a very beautiful park that inside the city, you could. There is a druidic district. There is areas in which to find various different kinds of chemicals. There is a thieves guilds section in the city.
Ooh. Could I ask you a favor, Winter?
Yes.
Have I almost said Belwraith. Henrik work on making more Ivar explosive arrows.
About to say, I could take that up with what Henrik would do during this week, and we could talk further. About to say,
all right.
But in the
I mean,
meantime,
I feel like that's something he would be working on at this point since he's got downtime.
Henrik's got some projects.
That's fair.
I have been making sure to stay true to that character.
The black hole
That's
arrow.
fair.
Indeed.
Oh, the black hole arrow too. That...
Yeah, multiply that.
But if there's anything you want your character to do in 7 days, you certainly can. Also, you are all in charge of deciding what your characters would roll or wear to a ball.
What?
Yeah, that's all right. You guys get to play dress up with your characters.
Oh, where to the ball? Oh.
Yes.
I must be tired. I thought you said time to evolve or something.
Yes, Kazir evolves into Mega Kazir.
What does Dre devolve into? That's that peak evolution at this point. Like, his only evolution at this point is level 12.
Oh my god! Belwraith is digivolving into Devilmon.
He's becoming Satan.
Become Satan, yet somehow holy. Holy
Kazir
Satan.
only has 3 things he'd do. But yeah, for next
I
session.
think Blue would do anything other than party, get drunk, play a bunch of music.
Which is fair, but I mean, at the same time, if you guys want your party to want any of your guys' people to do anything, now is the time to do it. This also wouldn't be a bad time for your character to maybe get some R&R. Maybe actually take some time to pursue things that they want to do outside of what they would normally do with this group, because they physically can't leave the city.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
So basically, just what I'm saying is for this week, just take some time, think about what your character would want to do, and then you guys could DM me what you exactly want to do, because when we start back up, we're gonna have a brief overview of all that, and it's gonna be an interesting night.
Well, if I'm gonna DM you that, you need to DM me some things.
Oh,
Spells.
I will be doing that. I have things that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days, so I will be getting you a list, Belwraith, of all the cardinals and all that.
Yes.
Because I have that list and I need to send it to you. And also, I will send you those spells, so you have the ones you could prepare. There are some interesting ones now that you have access to that level of spell.
Oh boy.
And we'll get into that when we get there.
Sounds like a blast.
But in the meantime, two things I want you guys to do. One, I want you guys to decide what your characters would be doing in this week, and I will be telling you what your party members are going to be doing for the whole week. And also, in the meantime, I want you guys to decide what your characters would ask to be prepared for them to wear to the ball.
A red suit and a skirt.
But with that being said, I am going to end the stream here. I hope everyone has a wonderful night, and I hope you all goddamn stay frosty. Do I make myself clear?
No.
Kinda.
All right, fair. As long as it comes across somewhat.